Yeah. Rylan Holder, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man.
I could be sitting in front of the future bodybuilder right now.
No, you are going to be sitting in front of the future.
Oh, there we go.
There's no if, maybe, or buts, buddy. It's going to happen.
Perfect.
So that's the energy
I
you
love
got to
it.
have, man.
I love it. No, you got to have that attitude.
Actually, first thing I just want to say, man, I just had to put, this is fantastic, man. I just want to say, I am proud of you, man. To see this all come together, man.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about your plans. Now seeing you manifest it into reality, it's just cool, man. And it just makes me think back to that conversation we had in the back of the school bus in grade 9, outdoor pursuits.
Yep.
Sitting there talking about our dreams, man.
Yep.
And I just look at us.
Yeah, I know.
Just look at us.
Yeah, I know.
We're going after it, man. We're doing it.
I'm trying something.
We're trying something, man.
I'm trying.
But if you don't try, you're never gonna.
Exactly.
You never know what could happen if you don't try.
And I was talking to Jacob the last podcast actually, and I was talking to him how important it is to try.
Yeah.
And he said that he was saying the same thing. He loves what I'm doing. He thinks it's a good idea. And I just said, I'm just trying. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying.
You're just trying something,
I'm just trying something. But yeah, the conversation in the back of the bus, you gave me real perspective of where your head was at. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was kind of your attitude towards things. And then I remember your brother, that same day or the next day or something, Braxton comes up to me and he goes, man, Rylan, thinks you're an awesome dude. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, he was like, yeah, man, you guys were talking and he said you were super cool. And then, that's blew up me and Braxton's relationship too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. Well, it's cool because my brother and I, Braxton, we're super close. We're super close in age. So we do everything together. He's my best friend. And at first, we were just coming from kind of a rougher childhood, a more unfortunate childhood. We want big things, we don't want, we want to give our kids a better life, and we want to live a very successful life, man. Right? So we have this mindset, we manifest, and we want success badly, man. We want it more than anything.
Yeah.
And we are always practicing and building these mindsets to conquer those goals and dreams. And it was just cool because you were the first person outside just him and mine's bubble that had the same mentality.
Wow.
And it's cool that and that's me, man, because there's not many people that have that mentality that think these big crazy dreams like you and I think. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not a mediocre thing. We're anomalies in society, and those are the ones that end up going big places because if you want to get somewhere, you gotta dream it and see it first, right? You gotta dream it. If you're gonna dream small, you're only gonna get small. Sorry, but if you dream big, you're gonna dream big, right?
Yeah. No, and I agree. I looked at it as a burden actually for a long time.
Really?
I really looked down on why do I keep envisioning doing certain things and keep envisioning doing more. Not necessarily more than anybody else, just more for myself.
Yeah.
Because again, I've been applied to school for nursing for a long time.
Really? And
I could go each year, but each time I keep coming back to I'm not fully satisfied with just going to school.
No.
Because if I was to go to school, I know exactly what my 4 years would be planned out to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would go work each summer at the same place, and then I would make as much money as I can, and then I'd be going to school that year, and I just know exactly the end result in those 4 years. Not saying I can't do anything in between those 4 years,
no.
But I don't know. When you see that end goal, it's not the best. I don't know. It's not my favorite thing to look at. Yeah, it's not fulfilling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And doing this podcast kind of just hit me out of nowhere, and I was like, why can't I just try it and see what to expect?
See where it goes, man.
But what were we talking about? We were talking about mindset and one thing I can appreciate. Let's get on the bodybuilding. So Rylan Holder is anybody listening. Rylan Holder is a bodybuilder. He takes it serious. And one thing I do appreciate is the amount of effort that goes in to each body group into your each muscle on your body is so important in bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have a question. Do you believe in the mind and muscle connection? Is that a thing that you think about? Because I've heard
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, it's the thing. like I said, I always believe if you're not feeling it, you're not working.
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's very crucial that you're not just lifting that weight. You're feeling it's taking you, like, I've been doing this for 10 years, man. When I was 12 years old, my father drugged me into the gym for the first time.
Yeah.
I've been practicing and mastering my craft for 10 years. So it's only just now, last couple of years, that I'm able to, you always hear the mind muscle connection. What it means, man, you can take control of that muscle and just focus all your energy and attention on that one part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And you just feel it moving. So, like, that's what I mean. So, like, it takes a while to build, but after a while, you keep practicing, going to the gym, you will establish it. And that way you're able to really, you're not just like using, when you start out, say you go on the bench press, you start out first time going to the gym, first few months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, your body's like, what is this? I don't know.
Yeah, what's going on?
So it's using everything in you to work that.
And that's what those beginner gains come from, right?
Hitting everything. No matter what you do when you're a beginner, you're going to grow everywhere because your body's using all resources to do this new thing. But then after a while, it gets your body grows used to it. It adapts, and then it starts saying, okay, really, like this one muscle is the only muscle we require to move in this plane. So then that's when your body is going, okay, the shoulders and arms can back off a little bit, and we're going to use mostly just the chest, focus on using the chest kind of deal. So that's cool. Like the body and the muscles kind of has like a mind of its own, and that's
a skill to build up as well, because again, it's putting all that effort into the one muscle. And I've always enjoyed the bodybuilding side of working out, is like I love focusing on one muscle at a time.
Yeah.
Just really thinking about it. And there is a lot more research into working out now. It used to be like, oh, you're just pushing weight and grunting. But people that really know, people that really spend their time in the gym really understand how their body works.
Yeah.
And it's a science. It literally is. And people, I find, you get the stereotype like, oh, you're a meathead if you're just working out, but there's a lot of scientific like work that goes into working out. Yeah. And you can go and do health benefits, but if you have a specific goal in mind for what you need, like there's so much stuff you can learn throughout that process.
Literally,
and not just bodybuilding, not just boxing or whatever sport you're doing, but just anything. There's so much work into it, and a lot of people don't realize that.
No,
it's like, oh, I'll just go do 100 push-ups and 300 squats every day, and then I'll be the same. It's like, no, you won't.
You're not gonna be Ronnie Coleman.
No.
There is a lot of fine detail that goes into working out, and it's like anything. If you want to get better at it, you can't just do it and practice it. You got to do the extra work. You got to do the research too. Like the amount of research that goes into the gym. Any bro, I should say, or female, like the gym bro or gym girl that goes that falls in love with the addiction of bodybuilding or working out. You fall in love with it. You appreciate it, so like you get obsessed with it, and you want to learn more. And if you want to learn and grow at an optimal rate, so you always want to make improvements. You're gonna want to find the best solutions, the best ways. So you're gonna do your research. There's hours of research doing it. Like the man, like I've read over the last probably 4 years. I've read probably 100 articles, like research, like studies. I've watched probably like thousands of hours worth of videos, man, just learning and like, how can I be better? What is the most optimal way to do this? And not everything is, that's the thing, not everything is meant for everyone. That's the beauty part of this journey, man. The gym is, it's a self-centered sport. I call it a sport because you train.
It is a sport. It is a sport,
right?
It is a sport.
So, like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, right? So I forget where I was going with that there.
It's all good. No, I lose my train of thought all the time. No,
literally, it's the first time doing
Let's bring it back to where when I forgot what I was talking about the first time. You said coming from a rough background.
Yeah.
As a man, and we're young. We're only in our 20s. So
we're just getting started.
As a man, kind of in the back of my mind was just a good goal to have for anybody is just try to provide more than what your parents provided you. That's a good goal to have. Now, you can do that as far as you can. As you said, like, the more you want, the farther you can take it. But a good goal to have and a good starting point is, like, any guy or woman out there, you can just have a goal of, like, oh, maybe whatever my parents gave me, let me try to give my kids more than what my parents gave me. And just keep that going. Because if you do that, then maybe your kids will try to do more, and then even more, and then who knows where they'll go.
Exactly. But I think it depends on, the person and the environment. If people grew up, let's say, I like to say, like, they're given everything on a silver platter, that old phrase, right? Yeah. They lived a comfortable life.
They just got a good deal of deal of cards.
They get a good deal of cards. Whereas compared, like, their perspective on life and their goals in life are going to be different than the person that started out in the rags to riches story. The guy that that, like, for me personally, I grew up, between my brother and I, we grew up with two single parents. Two young, like, my mom was around my age when she had me.
Yeah.
Think of that. That is crazy. Think she's only a couple of years older than I am now in raising two kids. Yeah. It's like, wow. Like, it's hard. It's not that easy. So I find that, if you come from a crappier background, per se, like, you're gonna want more. Like, I saw what my parents had. My brother and I both saw what our parents had, and it's like, damn, like, they went through a lot. When you get to the stage you appreciate with that. It's like, damn, you slaved those hours. You worked away hard just to put money on, keep the power on, keep food on the plate. Yeah. Like they went hard. So it's like, and it affects kids. Like, I know, like, if you come from a worse background than someone that had a comfortable life, I kind of hold on to that inside. Like, I know that feeling, and I never want my kids to know what that feeling was like. Yeah. To your parents say, I don't have enough money. I'm sorry, I can't afford that, right? I never want my kids to hear that. I envy. When I was younger, I used to envy the kids around me, my friends who might have had better upbringing, right? They're able to get that, and it's like, it's a luxury they should, right?
I was the same way. Exactly. I was the same way. I looked at friends and I said, some people would be like, oh, you should buy some paintball guns and come play with us, and it's like, I can't afford a paintball gun right now. I can't get that. I don't have that ability, and then you can't do it, and you do get that little bit of envy.
I just find, like, like, if you, like, you're gonna want more in life. Like, those people are gonna be hungrier in life. For, like, I use myself as an example. Like, I'm just like, I never want to have money troubles. Never, ever. Like, if it's drove me nuts, it's causing so much problems from hearing it from a child that I never want to hear those words again. So I never, ever want to worry about that. Yep. You know what I mean? I want to be able to let my kids have, I'm still going to, I'm not going to give them everything. No. I'm still going to make them disciplined. Cause, you there's some people that aren't grateful for things. And I think that's another thing about, like, a small upgrade. It makes you more grateful when you get things, and appreciative, and it makes you more, like, to be able to respect things more.
I totally agree. A little story about me is, we're talking about parents, and one time, and again, most people know who I am and know who my parents are, but you don't really appreciate your parents until I think there's a point when you get a certain age, and then you realize what your parents went through and what they had to do, and, like, the sacrifices they made. And one time, I get home at work from like 6 a.m. I get home at work. Mom's just getting up, getting ready for work, and she was like, oh, do you mind helping me with this and this and this? And I said, yeah, no problem. She goes, oh, by the way, can you just lock the door behind me? I said, no problem. I'm just getting off work. I'm kind of groggy. I'm tired. She's just getting up. So she walks out the door. She says, I love you, whatever. I lock the door. As soon as I lock the door, that thought hit me. She literally is just going to work for me. Like, at the end of the day, it was just her going to this place that she didn't want to go to just for me. And then I broke down. I broke down crying. I was bawling. I didn't know what to do.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I sat in the kitchen and I was just crying for a solid, like, 5 minutes. And, like, I don't cry often. That never happens. I'm pretty suppressed with my emotions. Like, I kind of keep it inside of me. But I'm a man. I don't need to. No, I bawled out crying, and I don't know if I told my mom this, but I cried, and that's when I realized, I was like, that was that light bulb moment for me. I realized, really? Yeah, your parents just do so much for you, and we are not. I have everything I could ever imagine. Yeah, but it's not like we're living this luxurious lifestyle. No. You know what I mean? No. And but that light bulb moment and really took a toll on me, but it gave me appreciation, and I don't think I've ever told her, but if she's listening, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, moms are freaking great, man.
Moms are great.
Moms are like Superman. They are superheroes, man.
I heard that you look when you're looking for a partner, like a woman, you try to look for your mother
Literally,
in your partner, but your partner will never love you like your mother.
That's true, man. I mean, man, I swear to God, I live by that statement.
Yeah, I think it's true, honestly.
I think it is true, man.
Mhm.
It literally is true. Like,
And I heard Denzel Washington say one time, he said, a mother's first love is that first born child, which is probably true. Because that love, like that first kid that you have, and like you spend so much time with it at its newborn, and oh yeah, I don't know, couldn't imagine.
well, man, I always say in my family, I'm the best child. I'm mama's number one, man. I like to keep that, please.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, taking that appreciation of your parents, and there's probably people listening right now, and really reflect on what your parents have done, and I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe they haven't done that much for you. It could be the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Maybe they just weren't in your life and they didn't sacrifice anything for you. That's a complete different story that I can't relate to.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. That's why I'm appreciative of my parents. Like, I'm lucky to have my parents. I'm lucky to have my both sets of grandparents alive.
Yeah.
Man. Like my grandparents are another set of parents to me, man. Like,
Yep.
They ran me the hockey over. My dad had 3 other kids to look after and drive the hockey.
Exactly.
My grandparents were the ones to come. So I really appreciate. I let them know I appreciate them every single day, man. Because I know I get. We have friends that have lost their mother, have lost their father, and like, man, I don't even want to imagine that.
No.
I couldn't live with it. I couldn't even imagine. I don't even want to think about it.
I don't know what that would put. I don't know where that would put me. Like, where would that place me?
In a dark place.
Yeah,
man.
probably.
So, and like, to those that do, like, man, like, I'm sorry for those people.
Yeah.
I seriously though, man.
I don't tell people I appreciate them enough.
No, I don't
like
either, man.
Friends, family. It's I never think about it. I
don't think society does in general, man.
Well, we're
Notice
so
that?
fast. We're
Exactly,
so busy.
man.
We're so everything's
It's like-
moving
it's like-
100 miles an hour.
Literally, man. And like, wouldn't that be cool if like I just don't like see it, like, even with the boys, you know, like, it's like with you hang with the guys, you know, like, it's like man to man, you know, classic toxic masculinity. Like, I know, like, females are more vulnerable with each other. They're always like, oh, I love you so much, whatever. You know, the boys like, I love you, man, appreciate it. But like,
That doesn't happen too often either.
no, but like, you don't, like, guys don't really have a conversation, like an open conversation. Like, man, I appreciate everything you've done for me. Like, man, you did that thing, man. Like, that is great of you, man. Like, that's like, and I feel like it's almost like it's not cool to do that. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
And
I agree.
that's what I want to do. Like, that's why I'm trying to work on it. Like, that's been a big goal of mine, to become, more vulnerable. Like, try to be more open, more vulnerable. Because when you are more vulnerable, man, and you can be like that with someone, like, it is awesome, man.
I agree.
Like, when you can be more open, like and with that, and connect with some people that way, and be grateful, like, man, like that, like, people who are more grateful are happier people. People that realize, like, and those people that I think more people need to take more reflective moments to appreciate and like have a look at what they should be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and I'm a big believer in prayer.
Me
Like,
too,
I
man.
do like to pray.
I love praying, man.
I probably pray like twice a day, and it's not like I get on my knees and I'm like, I don't know, bowing down. It's just like basically what you said, like just that gratitude in my head of like just being thankful for what I got.
Yeah.
And just like help me just make it through the day and like do something and work towards whatever I'm working towards. And that's just a continual prayer. And like, I just believe that helps a lot for me.
It does.
And
man.
some people write things down. Some people just,
like grateful
some people
journal.
can just think about it and that's all that they need. Right. And I don't know, prayer works for me. When we were talking about trying, that's another thing I wanted to touch in is what would happen if you just tried and just texted someone that I've thought about this a million times and I've never done it, but like text somebody from your graduating class. I'm just speaking to like pretty much our graduating class. Yeah. What if you just texted someone random and you said, hey, dinner on me. Like, let's go just have a conversation. Let's talk. Like, let's go eat a meal. What's the harm in that?
Nothing,
that it'd be
man.
very awkward at first. Like I could imagine like, oh, I don't know.
You gotta break the ice somehow.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like,
but even if it's somebody that because you can learn from anybody and you can learn like another perspective. And even if you don't think you would even get remotely a connection from that person, whether girl or guy, it's like, but you could learn about somebody. That's just what I find would be interesting.
but that's what you're doing right now, man.
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm doing right now.
That's the coolest way, man. It's cool to get to know people.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you might like you know how, well, let's say Sussex in general, everywhere, man. Like school, high school, Sussex, like everywhere you go, it's clicky. There's cliques. It's segregated. There's groups, man.
Well, it's like a
status.
giant family, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and it's just like, because like say you got some kid on here that you would have never talked to in high school, but in 4 years later, it's like you hear this guy. It's like, damn, he's more relatable than I thought he would. Like, he's pretty similar to me. Yeah. We got some cool things relate to you, and you know what I mean. You never know.
I've gotten put in my chair a couple times from like assuming, and then like I would talk to that person, and boom, blown back.
Wow.
Maybe that happened to you on the bus. I don't know.
That's what I mean, man. I had that moment. It's like, wow, I never thought this kid would be like a big dreamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's cool, and that's what I mean. That's a perfect example of that, man.
Yeah.
And that's like, you never know. Like, exactly. I never would have thought we would connect the way we did.
Yeah. And you said, I guess when I was talking about, and I don't have a crazy knowledge of bodybuilding, but I started talking to you about it, and then when I said Mr. Olympia and stuff, and you're like, I'm gonna make it, and I was like, oh. Okay, I didn't know this was your.
Yeah, okay.
I was
guy.
like, I was like, you're one of those guys. No, when I was in probably grade 9 or 10, I looked up every bodybuilder and every body part. This was before I realized that some people just have good genetics in certain body parts. But I'd look up like Tom Platz for legs, and then I would copy all his stuff that he would do for a leg workout and make my leg workouts what he did.
Really?
And then I would just take like, Arnold in his chest. And then I would take, I don't know, other, like, whoever had the biggest shoulders, I would take his workout for shoulders, and then I'd do, like, back and this guy. So that's what I always did when I was, like, younger. I just, like, made a workout through, like, the best bodybuilders of each part. But now that I realize, like, they just had, like, really good genetics in that part. Yeah. So, that kind of just helped them in their bodybuilding ways. But
no, literally, man, that's the cool thing about bodybuilding, man. It's just like, there's so many factors in there, you know. It's just like, and that's the style of the training that worked for them, right? Mm-hmm. That's what worked for them. And so like, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna try this and see if this works. Like, nope, I don't really like this. That didn't work. Let's try this guy's. Oh, this guy's routine works. And that's the cool thing about it, man. It's like, you take a piece from everyone. You take a bit of everything. There's not just one way to do it. You find your own way. It's a beautiful self-discovery journey in the bodybuilding, because it's just like, you discover about your body, number one. You discover more about your mind, and like you yourself as a person, you know. And it's just like, that's the thing. You pick a little bit of everything, and you find your own style. And
I basically try to just mix calisthenics and bodybuilding mixed. So I do like bodyweight workouts, and then like. So I do like a bodyweight workout, then I do like a weight workout, and then a bodyweight workout. So, like, maybe I'll start with pull-ups, and then I'll do rows, like weighted rows,
right?
And then I'll, you know what I mean, just switch back and forth throughout the workout.
Yeah,
because I like both. That's cool. Yeah. So I kind of found my niche.
You found your niche. You're mixing the both. You're mixing the best of both worlds, right? Getting both of that. See, that's cool.
My personal opinion for working out, I think it is crucial for anybody to be able to do pull-ups and squats. Weighted squats and pull-ups, I think, is like, that's just my personal opinion. Yeah. I think those are two fundamental things that every human should be able to do. At least, I know pull-ups are tough, but when you realize like you're able to pull up your own body 5 times, like anybody that can do it 5 times or more, you're probably in pretty good shape. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm gonna assume.
yeah, exactly. No, and like they are hard. That's the cool thing. If you can do pull-ups, it's a hard thing to do, man.
Yeah, it is a very hard thing.
No, I agree with that. You know, like you said, it like squat. It's a primitive pattern. It's one of the 5 essential movements our body does. You know, there's like 5 different ways that our body moves, and that's one of the primitive patterns that our body uses to, you know, get down, lift stuff. So no, you're absolutely right. Like those are essentials when it comes to working out.
That I just see those 2 as like, all right, try to get those 2, and well, obviously do a bunch of other stuff in between, but try to get those 2 down. I just think those are 2 very important workouts. I was gonna go somewhere with this. I don't remember.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. I did sumo squats with 2 dumbbells in between my legs, kind of, and like really wide. And oh my goodness,
how's the inside of your legs?
It's sore. I didn't realize how it's like inside and like a little bit of hamstring. It's like in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling, man.
I know.
When you don't really hit that, it's hard to hit that inside. When
I
you
know,
do, man, it's like, Oh.
Yeah, I'm very weak in that inside. But that was interesting. I did have a question. When people do squats and they put a weight on the ground and then they lift their heels up, lifting your heels up during a squat, what does that do?
So that is to fix essentially like, it's like some people have a very poor squat pattern. Like I can't remember exactly what it is. I'm pretty sure it makes it more quad focused. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like some people have a hard time. Like I myself, just because I have unfortunately I have bad feet genetics. I have bunions growing on my feet, so it kind of screws up my whole So it screws up my whole alignment in my foot. So it's got like right on my big toe, I got like a bone growing outside. So then it changes the way my toes are and stuff, and your feet are connected to everything.
Yep.
The muscles in your feet are connected to your hips and your shoulders, man. And it screws up a little bit of everything. So say someone like myself, I find like if you elevate the heels, I believe it puts more focus on the quads a little bit, and it can.
That makes sense. I think that makes sense.
It's to help ankle flexibility too, because some people's problem is their calves are too tight. That's why it's always good to stretch your calves out before you go squat. Because if your calves are tight and you're just pulling your hamstring, like you're not going to be able to. It's going to be more awkward to get down and get deeper. So that just kind of it helps ankle flexibility too for that.
Oh, okay, I got my massage calves. My massage calves. My calves massaged once ever. And oh my goodness, a game changer. Really? I didn't realize how much like stress they've been under until
you don't realize
until you get them all loosened up again, and then they're just like, I don't even know how to explain it. Get your calves massaged, guys. Everybody.
Man, I believe, man. I personally believe, like, man, like, I mean, the last couple months life's been busy. I haven't been able to I'm keeping it as a priority as much, but I've always been like an advocate of keeping monthly massage and chiropractic appointments. Mm-hmm. Like massages and chiropractor are so essential, man. You don't realize it. You don't realize what the active daily living does to the body, man. Yeah. Until you go get it fixed, realigned or loosened up, man. You're like, wow. Yeah. Because your body just adapts to being under stress and in pain. Like, like those guys at work you see walking around with a limp and stuff like that. Yeah. They've adapted to living with it. Mm-hmm. And like, the guys saying, oh, my back hurts, my shoulder pain. It's just like, and they deny it. They deny it so much that the body kind of ignores it and forgets it's there. Yeah. But then when you go get it fixed, like, man, like it's essential. Like, even before workouts, man, I dedicate a good 15, 20 minutes before my workout to like active warm up stuff, activation, pre-workout activation and warm up. Doing my arm circles. I have a resistance band. I do some band work. The most essential thing I do before every workout is lacrosse ball.
I noticed that. Yeah. When I filmed you, I was like, "What is he doing?"
Yeah, right now? I get looks all the time, man. It's like, what is he doing? He's sitting there rubbing up against the wall, like rubbing. Like they'll look like a bear scratching his back on the tree, man. Like I always get looks at it, but like it's something that I've done since I was like 15 years. Since my Pee Wee AAA goalie coach actually started getting me to do pre-practice and pre-game routines. He's like, you don't want to be hurt. You hurt, you're screwed. He said you never want to be. And if you're like, you don't want to pull or groin in the game. And you're just I found it like it's a routine. So a part of the reason I do the pre-workout routine is because it's a pre-hockey routine, and it just transitioned to the gym. Yeah. In order for me to have to really succeed, I need to have that. It's for the mind too, Yeah. Getting my mind ready for battle.
It's just who you are. It's like a habit.
Right? It's a habit. It's a habit, I've done it so much. It's just a habit for me to do it. But like I seriously I see guys going in there in the gym that they just walk. They go up there. Okay. People that go in there, they just go right into the lifting. I'm just like, I don't know how you do it. Like I find myself, man, I walk in the gym, I am sore, I am tight, I am sore. I work labor jobs, right? Like I work a labor job. I mean, I am pretty sore, I'm pretty tight, and I'm just like, how do these guys just go in there? They just, I'm just gonna do light set of curls and stuff, and then like their first set is their warm up. That's their warm up. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, there's no way your body is primed, loosened, stretched out, blood in the muscle, ready to go. You're going like, no, like if you go in there cold, man, like you are asking for an injury. Yeah. And I've even found, like, because I started getting halfway through my workouts, like shoulder problems, like pinches and aches and pains. And I guarantee there's people out there that have the same thing. And
I've torn my biceps.
Yeah, you know how to pour. Yeah, exactly, right?
My left one especially.
Really?
Like, I had to get it all taped and stuff. Yeah, it was
It's not a good feeling.
No, it's not. It was like stuck like this.
You didn't have to get surgery, did you?
No. Okay, so it wasn't like a real tear. It was stuck.
Really?
That's all I know. Yeah, and like I had it taped, and then eventually I just like I don't know what I did. I just iced it and like made sure to like stretch it and massage it like every morning and night, and just like rubbed it. I kind of like
Really. I just loosen it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It wasn't like a legit tear, but I couldn't stretch it open. Yeah, it was scary.
Wow.
Yeah. But
damn.
no, I take my warm-up serious.
Yeah,
now. I take it serious
like,
now.
and it's like people are like, how do you go in there day in, day out and do that? And like the reason I'm able to keep firing on all pistons every 5 out of 7 days a week, 5 workouts a week, on firing on all cylinders, going 110% is because of the recovery and active warm-up.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure I'm taking care of my body and loosening up, you know. And so like those out there that are like I suggest go down the Canadian Tire, go buy a lacrosse ball. It will change your life. Give your shoulders a roll. Like before I do upper body, depending on what I'm working out. Like when I'm doing legs, I take the lacrosse ball. Like I have foam rollers for my legs as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. But like the lacrosse ball, put it on my hamstring, roll it out, loosen stuff up. Like upper body, I'll roll out my shoulders. That way, I have a massage gun too. But like I swear to God, nothing hits spots like a lacrosse ball. Get a white lacrosse
ball.
All
that pressure.
Exactly, man. Just give it a minute roll. Just roll out the shoulder, roll out whatever body part you're working out that day. And you're gonna realize it's gonna hurt first. You're gonna realize, wow, this is tight.
I'm gonna get one because I have a bad right shoulder.
Really,
bad right shoulder.
Like my physiotherapist said, do that. And you can go on YouTube and look up lacrosse ball stuff like drill exercises to help.
Would a golf ball work? Is that too hard?
I think it's a little too hard. It's a little too slippery.
Okay.
The lacrosse ball is like a nice, a harder rubber ball. And
yeah.
It sticks to the wall and stuff, sticks in place.
Oh, true. I didn't even... Squash ball, pretty much.
Yeah, like squash. It looks like a squash ball, man.
Could you use a tennis ball to get like into it? Would that or is that too soft?
I find it's too soft.
Yeah.
I've used it you always see people use tennis balls, but my physiotherapists have always personally recommended lacrosse balls.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just like the perfect firmness. They're not too hard, but they're not too soft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're able to really get in those crunchy spots and you loosen up.
What are your thoughts on hot and cold water therapy, kind of like ice baths or like really warm baths, or like what do you think about that?
Oh man, you couldn't pay me to get an ice bath.
Couldn't pay you?
Couldn't pay me
what?
To get in an ice bath.
I love ice baths.
Man, you see C-Bum sitting there doing it like for his prep like every single day. I'm like, good on you, man, but you may be the best in the world, but I think I can find another way other than the ice bath to get Mr. Olympia.
They do have these these chambers that you can stand in.
Yeah, cryo chambers.
Is that what they're called?
They're like cryo. Yeah, they're like cryo chambers, and it's kind of like the same thing. It's just like cold shock therapy. It's just a form of cold shock therapy.
Is it through only steam, or how does that or not steam, but I don't know how to explain it.
It's like cold ice or something.
It's steamy in there.
Yeah, it's
definitely not
ice, man.
Yeah,
it's dry ice or some stuff.
I don't know if would they be using dry ice?
Not dry ice, that'd burn.
Yeah, well, it's not touching you.
I don't know, man, but it's cool.
It is very cool. I wanted to try it, but people are just in towels and they walk out and they're just frozen.
You do ice baths?
I do it all the time.
How many days a week?
At least twice.
Twice a week, eh?
At least. Every leg workout, I guaranteed my legs. Well, my bathtub's not big enough to get my upper body, so it's basically it just sits above my belly button.
You guys have a deep freeze?
No.
Oh man, that's what C-Bum did. He emptied his deep freeze, put
water in it. Strip it.
He stripped his deep freeze, and then he filled it up with water and ice. We'd go down and buy those big bags of ice, fill it up. I mean, I'm sure there's probably proper ice bath companies now sponsoring him or some stuff. Yeah, that's what he used, the deep freeze, man. Nice. I think that's what he gives a little vibe. No, I've never done them before.
There's probably free deep freezes getting thrown out every day. Literally, have a little bit of rust, paint it up. Put a little liner in it.
Clean it. You're mint.
Yeah.
That's what he used, man, to get right up to his neck.
Yeah. I do have that mentality of no matter how cold it is, I don't care.
That's the thing. It's such a good mentality builder.
I look at it. Yeah, it's cold, but I just dip myself in, and I can if I'm starting to shake and starting to get really cold, then I'll just be like, no. And I'll just sit there, and it's freezing, and I'm dying inside, inside belly button area. I'm just
Really?
I don't know. The pit in me is like, all right, you're an idiot. But no, game changer. Really, really helps me. I take a lot of care of my legs. My upper body, I need to spend more time. I did have a snowboarding injury a couple years ago, and I cracked myself. Like,
really?
You know how like you land on your shoulder and you like smudge in?
Yeah.
Something happened, and I don't think I healed it properly.
Did you even go to the hospital?
No, I didn't do anything. No, I didn't do anything. And ever since, almost every winter, especially the cold, affects it. Not ice baths though. Like ice baths give it like that numbness feeling.
Yeah.
So like it like
relief.
helps it. Yeah, relief. I think there's inflammation built up in there too.
Yeah, man. When's the last time you go see a physiotherapist or chiropractor?
I have a friend that is one, so I just kind of go see her.
Really?
I don't actually like go into the hospital or anything.
No.
But I think I talked to her like, probably last spring.
Really?
Yeah.
Would she suggest, or what was her diagnosis?
What did she? Oh, the classic resistance bands, just like a bunch of like pulling and like that arm stretching like this. It's good now, but I did fall on it recently, and I knocked it. And every night I would sleep with my like pillow beside me and like my arm elevated, and then I tape it all up. Because I just like look up how to like kinesiology tape it. You can do it yourself.
Oh yeah.
You get somebody to do it for you. Just follow the same patterns. Yeah, redneck style. Professional did this. No, but and then I would just ice it every day. So I just kind of did. I usually do that for like 3 days, and then it heals up again until I bang it up again somehow. Yeah. But no, I like the lacrosse ball. I'm gonna start doing
that. I've tried, man, because that could just be some tightness in there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It is a
What's
game changer.
Do you have any not struggles with working out, but is there anything that's like loose or tight or that's like not holding you back? Do you know what I mean? So for me, like I have really tight hips. Like my hips are really narrow, so it stops me from like having a lot of flexibility and like stretching, and I don't know. It's just my hips are really narrow, which also like. Hard for me to do like wider squats and stuff.
Right.
I don't know. Is there
I know. I feel the same thing. Like I mentioned with my feet, man. Like that is thrown off. Like my hips are crooked. They're like my whole posture's thrown off because of my feet, and it really sucks, man. And because what it's doing is one foot's so bad that my body's compensating for throwing more on my right side, and for the
probably don't even notice it. Right?
I didn't notice it until this year, until like and then the specialist told me, he said you're gonna be lucky to play sports past 16 years old. As soon as 16 hit, that's when the pain started hurt. After hockey practice when I was like 18, I'd be bawling my eyes because my feet hurt so bad.
Really?
I would be crying, man. I'd be struggling through every practice, every game, yeah. And that's ultimately why I left hockey, because my feet are just like, no. I was like, well, you don't play hockey anymore? All the boys asked me to come play pickup stuff, and like, it hurts too much. And so it sucks, man. And like they told me, like, like I'm proud of myself to get past 16 to be able to play sports, and and the unfortunate thing is now I'm starting to notice it's starting to affect my lifting. Like my right hip, my right rear, and my right hamstrings, it feels like something's been pulled for like a whole year, man. I can't. Anytime I squat over 2 plates, like I haven't really been squatting the whole last year, man. You said
you have massive legs compared to your body, so you're good to lay back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. So I went pretty hard in the leg days. So I used to go. You do like 2 leg days a week. Like 2 leg days every like 5 days, but now it's more like 2 every 7 days or something like that, right? So, but like I guess I haven't been able to squat as much, and that's what I say. Like, so squatting is essential, but like if you can't do it, some people just can't do it, right? They don't like me. I don't. My feet throw off my hips and my body mechanics so much.
Yep.
Like if you watch me squat from the back, because if you you'd have to like Google bunions to understand what they look like, right? And so if people listening do, like you understand, it's kind of gross, but so anyway, so one toe is essentially, one foot's going for like 1 foot, I don't know, it's right messed up. So like my body's kind of shifts to the right side when I drop down. So it's putting so much pressure on my right side hips that like my acetabulum, where that's like the socket of the top of the femur goes into the hip.
Oh, okay.
Right, the ball goes into the hip. So like right around that area, that whole area it's just been overused so much that there's so many knots and tears and stuff out of place and tight muscles that it's just like, it's really deteriorating my workouts, and it sucks. So like I said, like luckily I think I built my legs up enough that I can just maintain them at level, because I know that's the thing. It's like I believe everything happens for a reason. So right now, like the last 6 months, 8 months, I've been able to really focus on my upper body, man. Like really, like I've been really focusing more on my upper body, because it's giving me more chance to bring my upper body up. So, but like I would love to get it fixed. I miss squatting heavy with the boys. You know, it's just like I see the boys squatting, I'm like, huh, can't do it. But I mean, like I'm fine for like variation stuff. Like when I was living up in Shediac for a couple months there. Beautiful gym I trained at, Oceanside Fitness, man. They had like,
saw that, yeah.
It was top of the line gym, and like that I haven't seen anything like that since I went to Vegas.
Really,
and like they had they had the proper hack squat machine, man. They had like this like a
the
front
hack squat with the.
It's like the one that's on like you're laying back on like a 45-degree angle
on the ground. Yeah. I've always wanted to try that.
Oh,
that's probably a game changer.
Yeah,
because it's like dropping on you, and you have to push
it up.
Yeah,
right. It's different.
Not like pushing it out.
No, it's different, man. It's like a machine squat. But then there's also this one, man. That's called the hack squat. Then there's a machine squat. It's like an upright machine, you know, and it's like you could do it like picture. Like, you know those calves, you see those calf machines, like you put pads on your shoulder and you press up whatever, rather than one sitting down. Well, it's like that, like these pads come on your shoulder and the plates would load on the front, and you'd squat down and squat, press up. So it'd be like a machine squat. So it was cool, because it was like a machine squat, or if you want to flip around, you could have it on the back of your shoulders.
And you're standing on a platform, right?
Yeah, just got a built-in platform. So it was cool. So like that's me, like I was using that instead of like my barbell squat, or I'll go to a Smith machine. So it's taken more or less the focus on stabilizing the whole body. Because when you're under a bench press or under like a barbell squat, you gotta focus on stabilizing that weight. Whereas that's the beauty thing about machines, you know, it takes a little stability out of it and lets you focus more on the isolation aspect of movement.
I remember there was always like, oh, I never squat with the Smith machine. I was like, man, like. I do believe in squats. Squats are way more important with a barbell.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, I love just like smashing my quads, and I'm just focusing on the muscle, not like necessarily like the power of everything coming up. It's just the muscle that I'm really focused on, and that just blows it right up. That's what I find from a Smith machine, because you're not worried about the stability, and you're not trying to push all that. Like, it almost seems like there's that tiniest bit of assistance.
Yeah, it's just like it helps. I find it gives me a little more confidence. It's like having a spot there with you, right?
Just like takes the weight off the joints or something.
Yeah, I believe it is a little better for the joints and stuff, right? And that's what I mean. But like the way I see those people say, like, oh no, like machines are garbage and this or then free weights are the only way. Like, no, absolutely not, man.
Do everything.
Like why not use both? They both have their purposes. Like that says to me, like my workout routines are 50-50. 50% free weights, 50% machines. I always keep them in there, make sure I keep them in there. I'm not getting lazy. I'm not staying on the machines, you know, because free weights are harder, man. It takes a lot more of a mental focus, right? But like, you know, for the people that say, oh, you can't build muscle on machines and all that, you're not gonna get as big muscle. Well, like go search up Regan Grimes, or Ian Valle, like these, like if the top top IFBB pros, which is International Federation of Bodybuilding, that's the pro leagues.
Yeah.
If the pros bodybuilders are doing it and they're getting huge, then there's no reason that it's not going to work for you.
Exactly.
Like am I going to take it from Joe Blow, 45 years old, who's in the gym there, working out for 20 years, or am I going to take the tips from the best in the world, right?
Exactly.
Are you going to take tips from Tiger Woods, or are you going to take tips from your local golf guy where you get them two sources of information, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, that's what I mean. So, you know, you make sure you keep your mixture in there.
Yeah, no, and you can take information from anybody, and you're always going to implement it somehow to yourself, so...
Everyone's got a different opinion.
Exactly.
It's everyone's opinion. There's nothing.
You're gonna have an opinion that works differently for you than it's gonna work for me. Like
that old saying, man. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Exactly.
I think that's how it is.
But there probably is multiple ways to skin a cat. I'm gonna say. There's a. So you know I'm going back to the ice baths, but you know the classic like tin
tin bath.
Yeah, it's almost like pill shaped.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
long
yeah.
pill, basically. I wanted to get one of those, but there's another company that's like a big black barrel. It's a giant black barrel that you just get into, and it's like almost, there's like a seat in it. You know how like in a hot tub, there's like the seats around halfway inside. It's just like that, and you just fill it up, and you just like dunk your whole self into the big barrel.
That'd be sweet. And what's the longest you've gone? Or what's the longest you've gone? What's the average time you do usually?
I usually do 5 minutes, but the longest I think I've done like 8.
8?
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, and I think I put like on like one of those like inspirational videos to get me through that last 3 minutes. Like I was like, I gotta figure out something to get through here, and that's what I'm shaking. I'm like, but you don't want to go too long because I think that can really hurt you, and you don't want to see my nuts when
No.
when I'm in the ice bath. That's
no.
They're stuck in my chest. I don't know where they go.
They disappear, man.
Everything disappears. Yeah, I always wear boxers because it's like weight. It like holds back a little bit of warmth in my groin area.
Genitals warm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just put a heater. Yeah.
I'm smart in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, no, I definitely gotta try that, man. I think, you know what, I know, I'll admit it, man. The reason I don't do them is because I'm a pussy. I'm not afraid to admit it, man. I don't feel.
It's a weird feeling, and it takes practice. Your first time, try a minute. You're gonna be like the whole time, but I just had that mentality where it's like, all right, this is freezing, but I can just kind of like go into Zen mode and just sit there and not really care that I'm freezing right now. And then I get out and then I'm like trying to dry myself off, shaking, but I don't know. It's kind of a superpower in a sense of just being able to like turn that mind of like, oh, this is horrible, and it's just like, no, I'm just gonna do it for the benefits.
It's just practicing,
yeah,
helping you practice change your perspective in tough situations, and stressful situations.
Again, try it, everybody. Just try. Try taking an ice bath, see what happens.
Life changing. Have you been up snowboarding this year?
I have been snowboarding.
Have
a
you?
lot. Oh yeah.
Have you been up there?
Probably like I snowboard about 4 times a week, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad, man.
No,
it's an awesome form of exercise.
So you like bodybuilding? Snowboard is my favorite sport in the whole world.
Yeah.
Out of any sport, that's
cool.
I'm gonna have some professional snowboarders on this podcast.
Man, that'd be awesome.
From Red Bull or
that'd be awesome,
something.
man.
Yeah. I love snowboarding, and it's a skill that can't be really mastered by too many people because it's such a short season.
Right.
And location's limited for a lot of people. Not everybody gets.
We're living in luxury, man. Having a hill this close.
Our town lives in luxury.
Literally,
we literally have everything we need, but but most towns would never have the amount that we have.
No.
Like literally. We have a full ski resort, and aquatic centers, and
like fast food, man. Like you imagine living somewhere.
And we have like 2 of the same chain restaurants, like. I don't know, 6 kilometers apart.
Literally, like 2 Tim Hortons.
Yeah, 2 Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons in town. That's says something.
Yeah, like no town has that.
Like, could you imagine living in Hampton? No shame on Hampton, but like, could you imagine living in Hampton, man? You got no McDonald's, nothing. You got a good Tim Hortons and like a Robin's and a Subway, and you're left with good home cooked meals.
Yeah, I'm not knocking home cooked meals. I might take that over.
Man, that's all I eat. That's all I eat, man. You gotta live. Let yourself live once in a while.
Yeah.
I like going out once a week at least.
Yeah. Eating out.
Yeah, I like treat myself.
What's your go-to food?
Wendy's, man. That's my go-to
cheat
meal. I love getting
a
big old Dave's triple patty burger, extra upsize the fries. Like, man, you don't even have to upsize the drinks there. Like, they give you a massive drink.
Really?
Wendy's, man, like their medium is like a McDonald's extra large.
Wow. Yeah, I heard Wendy's is the most unhealthy fast food of all.
Probably, man. Like, if they hand you the bag at the window, you just grease dripping out of it.
You gotta put a poncho on every time you grab it.
Yeah.
Every time you go through. It's all good.
No, man, I just started getting, it's kind of cool because, like, you've always been like a crazy skier and snowboarder, man.
You think?
Oh, absolutely, man. Well, man, you're teaching lessons.
Yeah.
How many people can teach lessons? You're pretty certified, man.
I'm pretty certified.
You're a certified skier,
so.
man.
I guess so. The funny story with skiing, I'm actually not that good at skiing. I put on skis for the first time in 2 years, yesterday actually.
Really?
Yeah, and I tried a 180 and I just like died.
Ate
like
it.
I just ate it. It didn't go well. But snowboarding, I take it pretty serious. Well, not serious, but I just really enjoy
You
it.
love it, man.
That's my getaway.
That's your therapy,
That's
man.
my therapy. Yeah,
That is your therapy,
just
man.
riding down the hill is the most blissful thing I can think of. But the snowboard or the skiing instructing thing is I haven't skied in 5 years, I think, and I went to my level 1 skiing certification course. Never skied, and they're like, "Oh, do one run and for a warm up, and then we'll start the course." So it's like this 1 week course. First 4 turns down the first hill, I kept falling over. I couldn't do it, and I was like, "Man, I'm gonna have to relearn how to ski right now." While I'm trying to teach people how to learn how to ski, I was like, "Oh, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to do this." But then I just made it down the hill, and I ended up doing it. But
You have to pass.
yeah, I got the pass. It was pretty funny. I was like, "Oh yeah, I can go ski." That's no
Yeah,
problem.
man, it's no big
First
deal.
time down the hill, I was like falling each turn, and I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me?"
It's a little embarrassing.
Yeah. So yeah, snowboarding would be my my therapy, my little guilty pleasure of spending money on my getaway. Yeah.
It's your hobby, man.
That's my favorite thing in the world. If
That's
I could do
awesome.
anything, I would snowboard, but
Well, I remember you telling me you want to go west snowboard and teach snowboard and stuff.
well, that was my original plan, was just get away and then go to school. But things don't.
Things don't have a plan.
Yeah.
Work out. So, man, they work out the good. I always say they work out the good Lord is meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. Was there anything that led you, like, you look back from now, is there anything that led you to bodybuilding, like it was almost like preparing me for this next step?
Absolutely,
Is
man.
that
I
it?
think about this a lot,
Yeah?
man. I'm really reflective. I have these conversations. It's like I was meant to do for this podcast. I talk to myself in my head, man. I have no shame that I'm weird. But yeah, man. And I realized that, growing up, that's why, in high, when I got done high school, I had no clue what I wanted to do because all I wanted to do was be a hockey player.
Yeah?
That was my dream, man. Everyone knows me and Caleb Keane growing up. We were hand in hand going to the show, man. That was our dream
You
growing
like
up.
the Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, exactly, man. The Shaq and Kobe of Sussex, man. We were going up and going hard. And I'm just, when I was growing up, I was playing, I was getting scouted out by the QMJHL, which is where the St. John's Sea Dogs, Moncton Wildcats go and play. It's the next step from amateur hockey. You go to junior and then go to the NHL, essentially. And I was getting scouted out, talking to a couple teams, and then just draft day came around. And it just never worked out for me. I didn't get drafted, and I was devastated. And so that summer I lost 206 pounds at age 16. That summer, man, I lost 40 pounds. I was 166 by the end of the summer, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
because
10
I
pounds.
wanted
That's
that.
16 pounds heavier than I am.
Really.
Yeah.
And I dropped that down then because I was like, I want that. I saw my best friend get drafted, and I was like, I want that. That's been my goal. I want that.
Yeah.
Man. And then the next year came around, it just never worked out. And then it never no teams called me, didn't get drafted. I was, oh, here we go for a third year. And I got playing my third year, and then my third year video was midget AAA. I remember probably the most worst thing I've ever done, but everything look back on it, everything happened for a reason. I remember I was playing midget AAA halfway through the season, almost halfway through, and I was just like, I'm not having fun doing this hockey. It's not working out. I was like, I'm sitting there, why am I playing this midget AAA? I'm like, this is meant to go for the next step. I might as well, someone else should be here. Because it's clearly not working out for me. And I had that realization, this is not my path. This is not the path God meant for me to take.
Mm-hmm.
So, after all these hours and stuff, I decided to go back to high school. Dropped out videos, quit videos, went back to high school so I could finish with my brother. Play one more last season with Brax. And, I had someone else deserved to be in that role. And the beautiful thing is, man, it's like I said, everything happens for a reason. I'm a thorough believer in that. The guy that took my position ended up getting a shot with the Moncton Wildcats in the QMJHL. And so when I saw that, I was like, that's the Lord's doing right there. That meant to happen. I got to finish the season with my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
I got to finish the season with my brother. And it was I had the greatest memories. And now I'm realizing, looking back, it's all transitioning into bodybuilding. Because even though I might not want to be a hockey player, I want to be a professional athlete, man. It's always been a dream of mine. To say I'm a pro athlete, man, to make money exercising and doing what you love.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Master at something.
NHL thing didn't work out, but I was like, while the last couple of years I was getting right into lifting, you know, like I've always lifted, but like I didn't realize there was one, like December 2018, like that year I lost 40 pounds. My dad got me doing more bodybuilding stuff. I got away from the athletic stuff and got doing more bodybuilding stuff. And I was like, you know, I like how I was like, damn, look at my shoulders and pecs. I'm like, I was looking and I was like, and I kept throughout the season. Before I get up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, work out, go to school, go to hockey practice, sleep, repeat. And I'd always keep exercising at least 4 times a weekend while I was playing hockey. I was doing a lot, man. That's what everything I was doing in hockey transitioned over. I was building this mentality, man. Doing more than the average kid was doing. Because I was preparing for something, man. I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
And so and I realized, like, crap, hockey didn't work out, but I found a gift. I was like, I looked at myself compared to other kids, and I confidently said to myself, like, wow, like, these kids aren't growing muscle as quick as I am. Like, I'm like growing at an accelerated rate.
Yeah.
And I realized that I got some good genetics here, man. And that's what I mean. The genetics do play a part. And I realized, I realized in that moment, the Lord blessed me with great genetics, man. He gave me a gift, and I was like, and I saw bodybuilding. Like I saw these this one guy, Callum Van Moger. He changed my life. That was my first bodybuilding idol, man. Callum Van Moger.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah.
Fell off a little bit, but I remember he was like at the height of the bodybuilding industry, 2017, 2018. Like, and he was getting paid to live in California and work out and compete. I was like, man, I want that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. So at first that was my. So I was like, yeah, like, and I wasn't focused on a career, man. I was like, I don't know how or what way I'm gonna get it. I just want to be a professional athlete. So I wasn't even thinking about school. Like, and so like that's what, and then I found that's what really inspired me to get bodybuilding going. I was like, I saw an opportunity, man. Like I saw an opportunity in myself, and I saw potential in myself, and like that's what I mean. You never know until you try. I said, you know what? And hockey didn't work out. I took a year off school. I said, you know what? I said, I'm just gonna try bodybuilding. Yeah. I'm gonna try it, and look where it's got me, man. I found a passion. I found something, like a gift. You know, because I always want to be something great, man. My biggest fear is mediocrity, and so I just saw bodybuilding as an opportunity to be something great. Take it by the throat and run with it, man.
Yeah, and it's knowing that if you could do, like, knowing that you can do more.
Yeah.
And if you don't do enough, that's when you're not gonna like yourself.
Before every practice and game, I'd roll out with a foam roller on the crossball. I'd be doing some drills, stretches and stuff. And that before every workout now, I do my stretching and stuff like that. And everything I did in hockey just made me prepared for bodybuilding. It made bodybuilding so easily. It prepared me, dedicating no matter what, making sure that hockey practice was my priority and that game was my priority every week. It's the same thing. Those workouts every single day are my priority. That is my goal every single day. That is what I'm working for. That is what I'm looking towards. That is my goal. That is my priority. That's what separates. That's like, in high school, no one saw me at a high school party. You did not see me at a high school party until grade 12. And
I guess, you never saw me at a party either.
Exactly. Because I was just busy. I was so dedicated to hockey. Yeah. And so and what that did for me, I'm realizing that dedication to hockey over the fun times makes it easier now in this time where I'm not playing hockey, or I have more of a free choice. I'm not, because in hockey you pay $3,000, you go play hockey. You're stuck there. Your parents are not going to let you not go. Yeah. Whereas bodybuilding is more self-motivating. You have to get yourself there.
It's only you.
So it made it easier to say no to the booze and the drinking, the smoking, the partying, and more just sticking to my gym. No, this is like, sorry boys, after the workout, after I catch a pump, sure, we can hang out, we go to the bar or something, but first I gotta get my workout done, man. Yeah. I gotta get my workout done, and and it made everything transition into that a little easier.
Yeah. I think when I was in high school, I kind of just was able to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I had no problem. I had really close connections with teachers. I had really close connections with everyone. I don't know why. It was just like no matter
You're
who.
able to be friends with everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever I talked to, I was just interested in them, and I think it kind of transitioned to this podcast eventually. Who would have known 3 years later? But
Exactly, man.
but I don't know. Again, I don't know what my calling is. I don't know if this is it. I don't know what more I'm gonna do. But it is cool to look back, and I'm like, wow, all that, all that, all that interest in those kids and the people that like I would see alone in the cafeteria and stuff, would just go walk up and start talking to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't give me the eye of the day. I don't know.
Time of day?
Time of day. I thought there was a saying, but I guess I couldn't think of it. But yeah, people wouldn't give me an ounce of attention at all. Like they wouldn't show me any conversation or anything. Yeah, they would just basically ignore me.
You off.
But there's other people that I just started talking to, and you just like you get so much more perspective out of them. And one time, I'm not gonna name any names, but this girl was like just talking to me, and then I was like, oh, do you want to go talk to so and so? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. So we go wherever we met up. I don't know. I just saw this person, and I didn't want to go alone. I just was like, oh, let me just bring someone with me.
Yeah.
So this girl at the school, you would know who she is, but I'm just not going to say names.
Yep.
But we go and talk, and she was just not like comfortable with that situation at all. She was like wanting to go back to like her friends, and she just didn't want to be there.
Right.
And I just was like, oh, like, she doesn't have that interest like of people. I just thought it would be cool for like somebody to get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
But it really made them awkward and
Disturbed them
disturbed them a little bit, and then I was like, all right, we'll just go back. But yeah, it was one of those things. It just felt natural to meet people and try to learn from them.
Yeah,
basically
know
like
their story.
Yeah, just tell me something I don't know, and I love learning. That's the main thing.
You gotta love learning.
The learning. It's the learning that I love, which just happens to be through people, and and I like to learn about people, which also people can teach me something to learn. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's
man.
like two ways of learning through people. It's them and the thing that they know a lot about as well.
Yeah, everyone's got a gift, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's got special knowledge about something, man.
Yeah, I may not be the biggest brute in town, but I do have one of those physiques that are very.
You look good, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a very small guy, and I have a very small frame, but with my shirt off,
You're chiseled, man. You're ripped up.
It's a very. You
ripped
can see
up.
pretty much every muscle, but I
Yeah.
just don't have size. I wish I was just a bigger guy, but you know.
Oh, genetics, man.
Yeah, I'm not a Samson, I guess. I just, I'm not tearing down pillars. I'm just, just a messenger boy kind of thing. I would say I'm a little more built for endurance, though. A little more of a
Like a runner style?
runner, swimmer type.
Yeah.
Yeah, that style of.
Everyone's got their own. Yeah, everyone's got their bodies allow them to like have advantages and abilities in different ways, man.
I think I was going to mention this to you. You being a goalie, being able to do the splits and stuff.
Yeah, man.
I hope one day in your competitions you just you smash down that pose last second, boom, and then
in the splits.
Yeah, and then everybody's just like, "What?"
I have heard
like,
that, man.
Yeah.
Everyone has told me to do that. They're like, man, you gotta do that on stage.
Yeah, I'm not saying doing it for your first time or your 5th time, but maybe when there's a crucial moment and you feel like I gotta hit this pose and make it the best. Like your quads are just flexed while you're doing the split, and you're just every muscle is engaged, and people are just and then you get up and walk off, and then they're come back with the scorecards. And how does that work? What do judges look for?
So essentially, when you like I said, if a normal person watch bodybuilding, be like, who's the winner, right?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for the normal eye to see who's the winner, but the judges have an ideal physique. You know, there's so many things they're judging. So they're for. One is bodybuilding. The number one thing they're judging is the size of your muscles, the bigger muscles. Who has the biggest muscle? Now the biggest muscled guy the heaviest guy isn't always the winner though. See, they're also looking for aesthetics, so the way, the shape, the way it flows. Cause some guys can be big and blocky, but then let's say JC for example. You look at him, man. That guy has a beautiful physique. There's just something about his body that just flows together, man.
No,
Just the
has
shape
a
of
good
it,
shape to it,
it has like the big shoulders and the big quads, and like the X frame.
Yeah.
He
does have
got
a good X frame.
So they're looking for who's got that nice that tight waist and that tight core. So it's the looks of your muscles, the way your muscles pop. Everyone's genetics are different. Some guys are gonna have bigger biceps peaks. Some guys are gonna have like washboard abs, like straight abs,
more striation
right?
through their obliques
Some
and
people,
stuff.
like some people could have like unsymmetrical abs, stuff like that. So
Do you have symmetrical?
I have symmetrical abs. Yeah.
Do you?
Luckily, I have good abs genetics. Luckily, but like some people they have like if you pull some up people's shirts up, their abs, everyone's abs look different.
Mine are the most wonky, different,
really
abs in the world.
They like not parallel with each other, but like kind of like
they're off-centered as well as different sizes.
See,
I have one that's like the size of my hand palm, and then I have one that's like the size of 2 of my fingers.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's unique, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look good. I don't.
That's
like
what I mean,
it.
but so it's like muscle size, aesthetics, symmetry, how balanced everything.
Yeah,
so if you look at
important.
because if someone pulled up, did a flex for you, you'd be like, okay, the right's bigger than the left. So it's all about having muscles balanced too. So size, aesthetics, and shape. Symmetry. So how even the body is, and then the other thing they're looking for is conditioning. Who is the most ripped?
Yeah.
You could be the biggest guy up there to have all that, but if the smaller guy is less body fat and his muscles are just pop more and the striation, the details are pop more, he's gonna win more. So there's like 4 or 5 things they're judging on up there. Also, who like poses too. Posing is essential. Who can hold the pose?
It's an art form. Anybody that doesn't understand it, it does look like a bunch of dudes just standing up, but there is an art form to it. It's literally dancing.
Yeah.
It's literally dancing. That's how to explain
That's what the beautiful thing is, man. That's why I'm actually excited for, man. The choreography. There's a choreographed routine to go in it.
Mm-hmm. Is there any classes around here that you take?
No, I don't take it. No, but actually, in Shediac at the gym I was at, there was a company that does posing classes up there. Yeah, they if anyone's been up to like the above Subway, that little dance studio we have here, like it's a little studio up top of the gym, like mirrors all around, hardwood floor, and it's just there for they do bike classes and stuff. But then in there, that's where they run posing classes. So girls and guys can go. They have a female. There's a husband and wife that does it, and so they teach. The wife teaches the girls how to pose, the guy teaches the boys how to pose. It's just like so I mean, but I've actually even thought about like when I'm older, man, like I'm definitely gonna invest into a dancer and that's a lot of bodybuilders now. They're actually investing into these dancers to teach them to like how to move to the music and flow better. Because
Kai Green, that's a bodybuilder I look up to.
If you ever watch, man, I think everyone should go on YouTube and watch like either Kai Green's cool. But, like, if you watch Terrence Ruffin, man, pose, that guy, man, you'd be like, this is dancing. Man, he is the best poser, hands down, in the game. It is cool, man.
I've only seen Kai Green do unique stuff.
It's unique.
That is the one bodybuilder, though, that I like. I think is amazing.
Overall, just for his body. Have you ever listened to his mindset?
Yeah, he's
the way
very inspiring guy. Very inspiring.
That guy is a different breed. That's what I want to be like.
He's smart too. He's a very smart man.
Man, he's got his money in place.
Yeah.
He's in Stranger Things. You know that?
What?
He's in season 2, Stranger Things. The Outcast group.
No
he's
way.
That big black guy, yeah.
No way.
He's the big black guy, yeah. That's Kai Green, man. And when 11 runs off with the Outcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think he's underrated.
Really?
I feel like he hasn't got enough. I don't know all of his awards that he's gotten and all the things he's won and everything, but I feel like personally, this is just a personal opinion of mine, I think he deserves more than what he's got.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I think.
Yeah.
But everybody could be like, oh, he doesn't deserve it. Just look at the things not in his past in a bad way, just like, oh, he didn't have this in this competition, this and that, so I don't know. But just from my lens, I'm just like, wow, Kai Green, I feel like he deserves to be the best of the best. Yeah. That's just me.
Literally, that's just unfortunate thing. He was runner-up for 5 years in a row to beat Phil Heath. Man, you imagine going 5 years straight getting silver? That would suck, man. But and that's the unfortunate like Phil, this guy, he was a college basketball star, transitioned into bodybuilding, won his first show. He only did 3 shows before his first pro show,
Insane.
made it to the Olympia in his first year. Like, man, this guy was just like the Wayne Gretzky of bodybuilding.
He was
Like,
the
everything.
LeBron James of
but then-
basketball.
yeah.
Like, it was nuts.
Then you got Kai Green, who grew up in the slums of New York, man. Like, grew up, that guy walked to the gym, like, went from rags to riches, man. And like, it was like, man, like, everyone was rooting against Phil, because everyone wanted to see the triumph story happen. Man.
Yeah.
It's just like, unfortunately, Phil's got slightly better genetics than you. But man, like, hands down, I think Kai Green's the most respected guy in that bodybuilding industry.
You think?
I think so, man. Like that guy is like, even though he might not have won Mr. Olympia, that guy's a Hall of Famer no matter what. I mean, he's got like 15 pro wins too. Like that guy may not have won Olympia, but he's made a lot of money from winning shows, man.
He did have like a puffier build, didn't he? He was he was thick.
He has a thick waist. Yeah, he's a thicker boy than whereas like that's that's genetics play. That's what they look for. Like he was a little thicker and blockier, and Phil was just like had a nice streamline.
He had some nice striations throughout his body.
Yeah.
So judges are looking for all that stuff. How does posing work? What are you looking for in posing? What does the posing do, and what does it implement, I guess?
So what they do, the dancing choreography, like the posing choreography routine is a whole different thing. It's just like its own thing on its own, kind of. Like it's just a side thing they do. It's more for the entertainment aspect of it. But then there's in pre-judging that and night judging, like when they judge you, where they judge you is when they bring you out on stage side by side, and they take you through mandatory rounds. So they have rounds of posing. So they do like. So you'll stand there, they call it a pose. So front double biceps, you do the front double bicep, and go side chest, and you sit there, do a side chest pose. Back double bicep. So it puts everyone in the same pose, and it's showing off. It's like you statue yourself, and then that way the judges can sit there and see who's got the best body here.
And while they're doing that, do they form to who goes to the middle?
So the guy in the middle is the one that they think is winning so far. That's how it goes.
And do they tell them like, all right, move to this place?
Yeah. So what they do too. So they'll be like, they'll keep the guy they think they win in the center, and then they'll move guys around. Like, okay, we're gonna put this guy beside him, this guy beside him. So let's see, and they'll start like, okay, this guy's actually better. This guy's move him here. So then once they're lined, they keep you throwing you through rounds of posing for like 8 minutes, man, until they get their lineup figured out, and then you go backstage. So
do they do any individual poses? Like one person on stage?
Yeah, so how it goes is, so in pre-judging, so there's a morning show and there's a night show. The morning show, so that's when you do your pre-judging. So they'll bring you out one by one, and you do like the 8 mandatory poses or however many there are, and then then they'll call you all back out, and they'll be like, okay, they do call outs. So there's like, depending on how many people there, say you got 12 people in this division, we'll do 3 call outs, 4 different flips. We'll bring 4 guys up at a time and judge them like, okay, we'll start with the top 4, top 8, top 12, say like that. So they'll do like that way, if you know what I mean.
Nice. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think I've seen that before, but I wasn't sure how it worked. How long do you have to hold each pose? Usually, how long are you squeezing for? Squeezing for a while. That's a workout itself. For like that 8 minutes drains you probably. Just being
sitting there, like,
just trying to show off as much as you can and squeeze.
Holding your breath there, man. Like each pose you gotta hold for like probably 20 to 30 seconds.
And then they call it another
pose.
pose.
They'll like relax, give you like a 10-second break, and they'll call the next one.
That's when you shake everything and.
Like whoa.
So when bodybuilding started, like people gradually got bigger and bigger. Like when you look from like the 1900s to up to like the 2000s. But then when the 2000s hits. You know how everybody did blow up, like everybody was kind of getting like that big belly, and
looking too big.
It's coming back down a little bit, right? To like not necessarily how big you can get, but how like you said, like how big and aesthetic can you stay?
It's not just with the mass.
Yeah, because it used to be like
So when Ronnie
the biggest
Coleman
guy was almost like kept winning. Like that was pretty much how it was.
And then and that's when it became a problem. They're like, okay, like everyone was saying like this guy looks like crap. He looks horrible. Like he's really like this guy's sorry. I mean, maybe his his stomach started to get a little distorted and stuff like that, and like the guys were getting because they're like and so it's coming back to a more streamlined. They're like, okay, you don't need the biggest guy now. We want to bring the aesthetics back into it. So that's the cool thing. Like over the years, the judges it's always changed, and the game's always changed, and it's adapting is changing. It's always changing for the better, I guess. Mm-hmm. So it's like you look back when Arnold, they were looking for something different in the Arnold ages than they were now, right? Exactly. So it's always changing.
When the judges are, every competition's different because, like you said, every judge is looking for something different. Whether it's how somebody looks asymmetrical, posing, sometimes just like your presence, the way you're controlling yourself is an attribute to winning that competition.
It is.
Do they choose specific body parts that they look to see who has the biggest, like not the biggest, but the best? Like they're like, all right, we're really going to focus on like the nicest back in this competition. Or is that
not necessarily, no, but they do reward you for more essential body parts. Like there's a saying in bodybuilding, shows are won from the back. And they say that because the back, if anyone works out knows, the back is the hardest thing to grow. And hamstrings.
It's my favorite thing to work out.
It is mine too, man.
Yeah,
it is, man. It's
unreal.
It's not only mentally, physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting too. Yeah. It takes a lot more attention to detail.
There's you can look at your back as a whole, but then you got to realize there's we'll just use 5 different categories, but there's 5 different parts on your back that can get individually worked out.
Yeah.
So you got to know which ones are really focusing on that one muscle. And some people could be working out that one muscle that they think, but they're touching, you know how rows, for example, they could be thinking that they're touching those backs, but they could just be doing all their workout and they're behind their shoulders.
Yeah, literally, man.
And it's no, you're not doing it right. And it's yeah, I am. And it's really think.
Think. There's that's the thing. That's why it's so hard. The back's so hard to build. There's so many muscle groups you got. There's so many different muscles you got to focus on.
I heard it's the sexiest group of. I heard it's the sexiest muscles to have on a man.
Oh really? To the ladies, eh?
Yeah, to the ladies. I think it's. I think it's nice thick back. Yeah. Something to hold on to a little bit,
Give you a little shade.
Yeah. Well.
No, man. So they say shows one from the back because it's essential part. It's more essential to the back.
There's so much going on.
Because like you said, they always say the guy if you a guy goes up there with a bigger back, it's because it comes down to okay, these guys are looking pretty even from the chest and the shoulder and stuff, and some guy flexes his back and it's just way wider and way thicker. Mm-hmm. Then they're gonna be they'll reward that. They do reward bigger backs in bodybuilding.
Yeah,
for sure.
My dad early on. My dad loves bodybuilding.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, he's got a nice little category of magazines. That's from my childhood. Watching my dad, he always gravitated towards working out. He loves bodybuilding. He just loves the sport.
Right.
He may not be the biggest and most aesthetic guy in the world.
He's probably one of the biggest
but
fans.
He just loves the sport. He just always
loves everything about
it. Gravitated towards it, and especially at a younger age, he just loved it. And, anyways, don't know where I was going with that. Dang it, I lost my thought. He said when I started working out, probably in middle school, he said a lot of people neglect the hamstrings. Because when I worked out, I always was just my quads. What I can see in the mirror is what's important, pretty much. That's pretty much what, it's biceps, shoulders maybe, and quads. It was just whatever I could see in the mirror. And then wow. I went probably at least a couple of years without even training hamstrings.
Really?
Muscle-wise. Not necessarily running and doing sports and stuff.
Right. But you weren't really focusing on
I never focused on it. Now I just started. And my hamstrings used to cramp all the time. All the time used to cramp. Not because I was depleted. It would just be if I got in a certain position, they'd just cramp. But as soon as I started working them out, and now I implement it in every leg workout, they don't cramp anymore.
Really?
So I think maybe it was just not enough strength to them that they were just season up or something. I don't know.
But they can play footsies.
Touching your bunions there.
But it could be just your quads are getting used so much that your hamstrings are getting tight for night. You're over.
And that was its way of all right, you're gonna be locked in this.
Yeah.
Idiot, listen up.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you something here.
Hamstrings are more important than quads, I think.
Yep,
Honestly.
they are like, well, it's easy. I mean, obviously from the front, everyone likes big quads, but
Yeah.
hamstrings in the back. Your hamstrings are essential.
Whenever I squat, it's like the top half of my hamstring and my butt. That's pretty much where my squatting is, like where I feel it the most.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you
good
can
thing.
obviously like the way your legs are, the way you're standing, obviously to play.
Yeah. Plays a role in where
plays
it's
a
gonna
role
turn
in
you.
where your muscles are going to be hit the most. Like if you put your legs together, you're just pure quads the whole time. But favorite, I'm going right off topic, or switching topic. Favorite muscle on my legs is the teardrops. I think those look amazing. They look so cool.
It looks sweet.
And then when they're standing there and it kind of almost like folds over the knee and
Yeah,
it's just like it's so big.
It is, man. It's cool. The old quad flexes are cool.
Yeah, they're sweet. Or like the stomp, the classic
Yes,
stage
man, the
stomp.
Jake Cutler stomp,
yeah,
man.
just
That's
smashing it.
sweet. Man, I dream of that stuff. That's why I'm like, so I made a goal. It's been like, I was doing a prep. My goal is to get on stage this fall for the first time.
Yeah, I texted you last year too, and I wanted to partake in joining you. I wanted to film it for you actually.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I told you about that,
Definitely
didn't I?
do that. Yeah.
I would like to film it and I don't know, get my reaction and just kind of
That'd
see
be
what
sweet,
kind of not necessarily like a partner during it, but I'd just like to see your.
No, you would be a partner.
I'd just like to see your journey through
It'd be sweet, man. Because it'd be not only would it be giving me like an opportunity, like, but it's giving you an opportunity too, man. Like doing that film and stuff, like there's a lot of people that love like watching this stuff, watching bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like your dad, like he would. I bet you he'd love to go watch it.
Yeah, he would. He'd
Yeah,
find it
it'd be
entertaining, and I'd love to support you. I'd enjoy
Exactly,
it so
man.
much.
Friend to friend.
Yeah, no, it'd be
You
amazing.
scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Yeah, my back's too thick to scratch, dog.
Yeah, man, I can't reach back there. Get it for
You ever
me.
see that video of the bodybuilder with the sticky note on his back?
Yeah, watch me around.
Yeah. Does as you bodybuild, do you find your flexibility does get limited?
Absolutely, my mobility has gotten pretty bad.
Yeah, because you went from like having to stretch your whole body out for goalie, like
Every single day, man.
and now it's now
It was just like my legs.
you're still stretching, obviously, but it's you're just growing at a rapid pace now, so it's like you're gonna lose it no matter what.
And
no
like,
matter what.
And like the stuff I'm doing, like when I'm playing goalie, I'm always sprawling and stretching out, right? So right now I'm just like putting so much stress on my muscles. Stuff's always tighter now, so I'm not able to get in some stretches as easily stuff. But then for example, like I probably put on like 20 pounds of muscle in the last 4 years on my chest, so there's a lot more in the way there.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't reach around my back and stuff as much
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, like that is one thing you do get a little. You lose your mobility and your flexibility when you're bodybuilding for sure.
So two people that really got me into fitness at a young age, that really inspired me was, I'll say the first one because I don't know if you know who he is, but for calisthenics, do you know Frank Mandrano?
I don't.
He is the superhuman of body movement. Like
Really?
you look him up, he's doing those Superman, like dragonflies, like all that crazy stuff. He really introduced me to calisthenics, and when I saw that, that's like, all right, what can I do to practice that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just really was interested. But the main man, C.T. Fletcher.
Really?
Oh man, he had my heart at day one. I'd spend like hours of YouTube just watching him, especially in middle school, and just like, you know that video where he's like, I command you to grow.
Yeah.
He's like talking to his muscle, because that's what introduced me to like, mind muscle connection. And usually people don't talk to it, but he was literally like talking to it. Like
Yeah.
he was like, grow. And it was just, I don't know. He was an inspiring dude. He's still living, right?
Oh yeah,
I
he's
think
still going, man.
Still going at it.
hard. He's still fit. Yeah, he's not in his prime anymore, but he's like 53, 54 years old.
Oh yeah, he's an old man, but
He's
he's
up
got
there.
so much history to him.
Yeah.
Anybody listening, look up Frank Mandrano, and then also, more importantly, look up C.T. Fletcher, and
He's the man.
he's the man. Like
Get you motivated. If you
Yeah.
can't get out of bed, man, get to the gym.
yeah,
Go get you to the
listen to
gym.
that guy talk. He'll make you poop your pants or something. I don't know what he'll do, but no,
Literally.
he's a really cool guy, and I looked up to him a lot when I was younger. Just I find that helped too. Is at a young age I look towards these people with these strong mindsets.
Idols.
Yeah, idols, pretty much. Well, I don't want to say idols because we'll stick with God as number one, but just role models in a sense. And at an early age, I looked up to people with these like strong mindsets or like these mentally calloused minds.
Yeah.
And it kind of, again, like what we said, that journey, it does lead to other things, and it's helped me.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be like, oh, it's almost like, oh, I don't feel comfortable in this situation, but let me do it anyways. Like I get a little nervous every podcast of what to expect. Like,
yeah, me too.
what are me and Rylan going to talk about? What are we going to speak? Am I going to be in the right headspace? Is he going to be in the right headspace? Hopefully everything goes well. Like, you know what I mean?
You never know what to expect.
And then, but again, it's one of those things. It's like you practice that little mental toughness, and you kind of see that for a long time. It's like, oh,
your body's prepared to, like, it knows it has a solution.
Yeah.
In tough times, man.
Exactly, and that's, again, ice bath helps. Just, who cares? Let me just get into it, embrace it,
get it over with, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, absolutely. That's why like, yes, it's one thing looking good and feeling good when you look in the mirror, but it's another thing too, like the mental side of what working out and that stuff does for you.
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to work a 12-hour shift and still get myself from the gym and still stay disciplined and it allows you, it builds a mindset, like, cause like, you know, you don't realize it, but like telling yourself to push that extra couple reps out, that's gonna you don't realize it, but that could transition into doing those extra paper in school, doing that extra bit of work in school, like, you know, doing the extra bit of work at a job, going the extra mile to help someone. Like, it's just teaching teaching yourself how to go the extra mile in small places like the gym transitions into everywhere in life. That's the beauty. Everything you train in the gym doesn't just transition to the body. Like, it doesn't help the body. It helps everything in life. I find the gym transitions to every single thing in life.
I agree.
The way like it like changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
Before, you know, as a short, fat little kid in high school, like, you know, I wasn't as confident as I was. I couldn't go talk. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I guess when I look back at it, like, a lot of, like, I was around. I was never as close as your friend group, but I was around.
You were around.
Again, I was one of those kids that I bounced between 700 people in our school. Like, I don't know.
You could friends everyone there.
Yeah. So in middle school and high school, a lot of friends would joke and like mess around with you. Like, that was just boys being boys. It's normal. It's just completely normal.
Man. Of course
but
it is.
It definitely would probably take a little bit of a toll, if I'm not mistaken. Like, just people like, you know, we're roughhousing, we're pushing you over, like taking advantage of Rylan. I don't know, like not just you. Obviously, we're doing it to every single boy. Yeah. But it probably took a toll because you were.
I was a little more vulnerable.
Yeah, you were a little. I would say that, and I don't mean that to be like.
No, it's true, man. I know, like, I look back on it, man. It's absolutely true. You know, I didn't have the confidence. I wasn't a confident person. I was a scared, shy, little shallow person. I didn't have the confidence to be like the other boys. So I was a little more easier to pick on. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, you know, those, like I said, like, you know, I find that's one thing. You know, hearing that stuff. And like remembering those feelings fuel the motivation for the gym, man. It's kind of like I remember the pain that because I'd put a smile like it doesn't bother me, whatever.
Yeah.
But it would kill me inside, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, getting rejected by girls would kill me inside, man. Not like I knew I wasn't like the other kids. I wasn't like the best looking kid, and that killed me.
Yeah.
But what it did, man, it set a dog mentality in my head, man. Like, I am going to be the best looking mother effer there is. I'm going to be the most biggest guy, the most aesthetic guy. I know the feeling what it's like to be at the lowest. I want to be the role model now. I want to be the man. I want to be the man people look at and say, wow. You know what I mean? So that's me. So that's why you take things and you use it for the fuel for the fire. It's kind of like a toxic trait I find I have. It's like, I hold on to stuff, man. I don't just let stuff go. Like, I'll act like I didn't phase me, but I'll keep it inside. Like, that mother effer. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you, man. And it's kind of like, it's like any bad thing. Like, I kind of have like the world is against me kind of mentality. And it's kind of at times there is negative effects. It does affect me negatively in ways that the way I live my life. Kind of, you know, there is some negatives to living like that. You know, you're always. You keep holding on to stuff. It's just kind of like, you know, you build some anger up inside and stuff. Keep saying things inside, but it's also like that's what's gotten me to this point, man.
Yeah.
keeping that stuff inside, using that fuel for the fire, man. That's what's got me. That's what gets me to the gym. Uses the motivation.
Yeah.
Like the world, like just keeping that, and then that's just what works for me. So that's how I roll. Is keeping that the world is against me. I got 2 fingers up to the world, saying I'm gonna like F you. You're against me. I'll show you, kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
So.
And some people, you just gotta have that mentality, and you'll be a different person in 5 years.
Exactly,
in
man.
10 years, you'll be completely different. And
like Rylan 5 years ago, and Mitchell 5 years ago, are nowhere near the same person today.
Where were we 5 years ago?
Literally.
grade 11.
That's crazy.
My biggest learning curve. Did you have a really big learning curve moment in your life that you kind of, like kind of stands out? I'll tell you mine and then you can.
Yeah, I'll see if I can relate.
So big learning curve in my life was pretty much I did a lot of comparison in the sense of, like what we said earlier was we looked at other kids and they had a little more. And I'm not trying to degrade myself at all because I have everything I need and much more than everything I need. Like I have way more than I could ever ask for. I have 2 loving parents and like everything, like health, food, everything. So I have no complaints. But looking people that have more kind of took a toll. Anyways, in grade 9, I remember just like group of friends would hang out and I lost a lot of friends to this like particular group of people. Anytime I brought like one friend closer, it happened multiple times to the same group of people. It was kind of funny. Yeah. I can't name names because everybody watching this knows who I am pretty much. So
no hard feelings.
But in grade 9, I realized I was like, oh, this group always hangs out. Like I lost friends to this group, and they're always going to hang out, and I was never like invited. And I kind of like looked at them and like I was like, oh, I wish I was part of the group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then at the end of grade 9, thinking like that almost all year, and nobody would have known that I was thinking that.
No.
You know what I mean? So like, oh, there's Mitchell, blah, 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 talk, mess around, whatever was going on. But at the end of grade 9, I go, why do I care what these people are doing? I was literally like, why do I care what these people are doing? And I kind of thought about it and like what you said, reflect a little bit. And I was like, instead of me like wishing I could do what they do all together, I was like, why can't I just do my own thing? Like, let me just start doing things that I kind of enjoy. And that's what got me onto the thought of like, all right, what do I enjoy? Kind of go through the things. And then just start doing more of that. And then start doing more of that. And that was a learning moment in my life of being like, okay, let me not care about what other people... And it's not like I instantly, when I thought that, perfect. All right, I'm doing my own thing. 100%. No, It was still, all right, I still looked at people and I still looked at like what they're doing and I wish I could hang out with them and do what they were doing because it was cooler than what I'm doing. I don't know.
I know what you exactly.
But that was a learning moment for me in high school, and I mean nobody would have known that in grade 9 or grade 10, and I didn't even know that until I looked back in grade 12 and being like, oh yeah, back in grade 9, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then I don't know. That was a learning moment for me. I don't know if you've had anything like that.
It's very, very similar, man.
Really?
Like, yeah, no, like, and like, who I am now, like, you know, like, I don't know when it hit me. Well, I can't say exactly, you know, but I just had.
Yeah,
these,
I don't know the exact day.
I mean, I had kind of a similar situation where I realized I was like, why do I live for everyone and their thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that my focus? Like, and I realize I'm holding myself back so much. Like, I was like, wow. Well, actually, I don't even know when. I can't say exactly when it was, where it was. But I think, like, right? But, like, I remember I was just, like, I was on, like, I remember it was on a very, very spiritual journey. It was trying mushrooms, so it was a really spiritual journey. But it made me realize, why do you care about people's thoughts so much? Yeah. You're holding yourself back from your true potential because you're more focused on what's around you than yourself. I was not a priority. I was like, I'm more focused on making people happy and living by people's standards rather than expressing who I really want to be and fulfilling my my life.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I can't remember when exactly that was, but it was like in the last 2 years, probably last year, probably like last year, probably I really started to say like last 2 years, I want to live how I want to live.
Really?
Right? Like I'm tired. Like, and that's what I mean. Like I went out, I got a tattoo. I didn't stop caring what people thought. I'm able to make decisions without people's thoughts. Like I would just do everything my parents told me to do, rather than self-experiment and learn from my own mistakes, right? Like, 'cause you don't know until you try and learn from your own mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I found just letting go and like kind of like I said, giving a 2 fingers to the sky mentality. Like, you know, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I don't care if the person you went to school with in grade 12 cares. Like, I mean, I'm not exactly like that. Like I said, like I'm still stuck in that. I still have the bad habit of worrying what everyone thinks about. Like I spent like 15 years like that.
Do you know how nervous I am posting this podcast?
Probably.
It's like the most vulnerable state I'm in, and again, I don't think anybody really has bad feedback, but
no,
people are starting to learn. Oh, this is Mitchell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm putting this on the internet, and people are getting to know me. And it's a weird feeling because now I'm wondering, oh, what are people going to think about me? I used to think about that. But now I've done a couple episodes. Now I'm just like, all right, let me just talk to people. Whoever wants to listen to me can listen to me.
Exactly, man. That's the mentality you gotta have. Like if you want to stay and watch, then stay and watch. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, then leave. That's kind of like that.
I'm gonna try to be as entertaining and as informational as possible. But again, if I'm not for you, then I guess I'm not for you. Like, I'd like you to stay. Please stay.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you in the camera. Please stay. But yeah.
No, I know what you mean.
I had the same thought as when I do post YouTube videos. Pretty much all my YouTube videos so far have been like, what do people think about this? But I don't know.
No, it's like me, man. Like when I first started this big gym journey, I was like, oh my god, what's everyone gonna think when I post these things? People are gonna think I'm a douchebag. Oh my god. And then like when I had this like awakening, this revelation, I was like, now my mentality is I'm gonna post this because I look good and because I am proud of who I am and I have the confidence. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you like it or not. Mm-hmm. Like I don't care. I care. The only thing I care about is if I'm liking it, I'm doing what I love, I'm showing the world that I'm happy of it. Just like you're doing, man.
I agree. Somebody's gonna resonate with your journey. Someone's
gonna be right. Like maybe you might not like it, but there might be 300 other people that might like it. So
exactly.
I'm gonna do it for that. I'm gonna do it for the people that want to hear it.
Exactly. Kind of how I was talking about parents at the start of the podcast, and like a good goal to have is try to just give your kids more than what your parents could give you, which is kind of a good goal to have, really. I think it's the same for working out, and if you can be satisfied naked in the mirror, you're winning.
You're winning, man.
Like, that's what I think.
How many people have the power to do that?
What? Be happy with them in the mirror, or like power to like work out to get to that point?
Look at themselves in the mirror and say, like, I am content with what I see. I mean,
yeah, I'm proud of, like,
I mean, I'm
happy with where I'm at. Like, I like my body and I like what I am naked, I guess, but but I wouldn't mind it be better. Like, better.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But there's some people that can't even take their shirt off in the mirror, man. Like, he loves himself. But it's hard.
Do you have any advice for people that, for somebody that has stuck with the gym on and off probably for 10 years? Well, on and off probably at the first start, eh? Like, were you committed right away? I don't know. Maybe you were.
Well, no, I was. I stuck to it because I knew. I'm a very observant person, and I not only learn from my mistakes, but I learn from other people's mistakes. I love watching. It's weird to say. I love watching people, man. Yeah. Because I observe what people. I'm like, what I'm gonna take their mistakes, so I can learn from it and not make that mistake. And now I've seen people they take 2 or 3 days off, and then after 2 or 3 days turns into 4 or 5 days, and then 4 or 5 weeks. It's like,
it's that momentum, right?
When that time comes that says I don't want to do it, that's when I know I gotta go to the gym. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, actually another thing too, but like it's hard to do it by yourself. Like I said, if it was, I didn't just get here by myself, and I wasn't able to do that every day. I had my best friend JC. to drag me there every day. When I didn't want to go,
Yeah,
he was still there.
your
I had my
brother
brother,
was-
I had my dad, I had JC, right? I had like a good, great circle. So you got to have a little circle of friends to be able to go. You have some partners, man. You need a partner. If you like I said, I've spent the first few years. Like right now, I work out myself because I have my own strategic routine. It's hard to fit with a work schedule, everyone in, fit a work partner in. But like back then, when I had time, like a workout partner was essential because like going to the gym is pretty friggin' scary for a newcomer.
Yeah, especially when you have zero knowledge.
Exactly,
of what
man.
you're doing,
Not
the
knowing.
ethics of a gym, like what to expect.
Exactly. So when you have someone with you that's like on the same page as you, like so if you go in there with a friend, you both starting, it's like well, at least you have someone that's just starting too, so you don't feel like an idiot in there. You don't feel scared, right? So you have someone else with you. You also have someone dragging you to the gym when you don't want to. You're dragging them to the gym when they don't want you. So it's helpful to have a teammate or a team with you.
Yeah.
So that's like we always see these boys. You see like I always see boys lifting together. A group of 5 guys lifting together. I'm like that is awesome. Like right.
That's what you look forward to.
Exactly.
And Jacob's podcast was before you. Like it's not uploaded yet, but yours will be like in 2 weeks, kind of thing.
Yep.
But he was saying how he wants a group of boys. He loves cars, right? He just loves cars and just loves building things, and that's just what he does. That's just who he is. He actually runs a lot.
Really?
He runs a lot. Yeah, he's really into running. He loves running. So
that's sweet.
That's just his niche. Yeah,
that is awesome.
But like you said, 5 boys working out together, like that's like what you would love, as well as. Jacob would love to have 5 boys in the garage together. Like that would be, you guys would have the same in the zone, happy attitude if that was like your guys' thing. Does that make sense? Like him in the garage with a group of boys is like the ultimate dream, and yours 5 boys getting after it in the gym is the dream. Mine, probably snowboarding. If I had a group of guys that I could go snowboarding with, you bounce off each other. It's just like one of those things, right?
Better, right?
Yeah, you're just having fun. You take things serious at the same time, but you also like you got each other's back. There's so much to it.
You got a little bit. You get some competitiveness.
Yeah, it's like all right, I'm a one up you, but
yeah,
it's also like I'm gonna support you at the same time. It's
That's weird, man. But yeah, when you get like a circle, like that's you like. I'm a big believer in like you are the 5 people if you want to be successful, you got to have a good group of friends. You got to be around people that bring the energy, that match your energy, that want to keep growing with you, right? Yeah. So like having a support system is essential to getting successful in life.
That's where prayer came in important for me. I don't know if everybody in my life right now is who's supposed to stay, but I have prayed probably in the last year, and I said like, God, show me who I need by my side and show me who I don't.
That's crazy, man. I literally said the exact same thing.
Yeah, and some people have left, and some people have stayed, and some new people have come in, and some people may be still on their way of leaving. Some people may be on their way coming. Like I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, like what you said, you're 5 people. I do kind of keep my head to myself.
Yeah.
I try not to let any of my close people that I'm with dictate my choices at all.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, your closest will dictate your choices.
Yeah, they'll influence your choices.
So I try my best not to. But again, yeah, your 5 friends are pretty much gonna be.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be. That's just a saying. But like like I'm like me personally, like I'm kind of like we're kind of like saying we have, we're just a priority. Our life and our self is a priority.
I would say I'm a little self-centered.
Yeah, just a little bit. Me too.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it. Man, like some people say it's like some people like oh you're so selfish and all that. I'm like, what's wrong with being selfish? Yeah. I'm just doing me, working on me.
Just trying to look after myself.
Try to make the world happen to himself.
Yeah. I try to keep a good balance and trying to help others out as well as again, like the only gift I really can give people without like just giving to them is helping them kind of promote them in some way. Like with you, I filmed that video.
You promoted me, man.
Yeah, and that was just like a gift from me. And then the past couple people I've had on this podcast is like, all right, I can help you. I've shot them some ideas and talked about some things, and they're like, oh, like we'll pay you or whatever. It's like, no, like this is the only way I can like give my thanks to you, and like I don't know how to do it any other way.
Well, it's like, man, you had Sean Campbell on here. I was listening to that episode. Like, not you see his face all over billboards, but you're virtually promoting him as well to maybe even a younger audience. Like, you and I are getting to the age where we need to buy real estate. We're gonna need to buy a home soon, man. It's scary. So if me personally, if I was listening to your podcast, I see Sean Campbell. That's going to be the number one real estate agent that I'm going to go to when I'm ready to buy a house, because that's the guy I know.
Anybody listening, Sean Campbell's one of the nicest guys in the world.
He's a beauty, man.
Yeah, he is such a down-to-earth guy, like willing to talk about
that's
anything.
a guy you look up to, and I want to be that respected in this town.
Yeah, no, seriously, in this town. Like,
he is a great role model.
Whether he wants to admit it or not, he's a
humble guy.
Yeah, and my dad even said, he was like, man, like, that's a good guy. Like,
everyone you talk to, like,
he's amazing.
That's what I want to be, man. Like, the word of the horse's mouth about me, it better be like that. Man.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Like, try to help people out.
Just be a good person.
Yeah. Seriously. That's all you can.
That's all it takes, man. Just be a nice person and help everyone out, and like people will like you, man.
True.
Like I said, like for example, like my father, he got in the town council recently, so I'm very proud of him of that, but. He wouldn't have been able to do that unless he helped all those parents. Like, my father has coached hundreds and hundreds of different kids. He's helped referee different kids. He's been the president of minor hockey. Like, he's been the referee in chief. He's on the board at the CA. Like, if he didn't put himself out there to help other people, better people's lives, they wouldn't have voted him in.
No, exactly.
So that's why it's always good. Like, I love helping people out, man. Yeah. I know you do too.
I do my best. I try.
And it's like that's weird. I will say that it is one of your gifts. Like, you can come up to anyone and you uplift them. Like, you fill their bucket with good energy, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I would say that is a great gift you have. Just go up to someone, and be like, give them a chance, give them a spotlight, talk to them, bring up their day, man. Like I said, like, you're one of those people that no matter like who you talk to or whoever talks to you, wherever you are, the energy's always up, man. You always have the energy to bring, so it's cool to see, man.
I really appreciate that.
Fantastic energy to be around.
I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That makes me feel good. It's seeing the potential in somebody and trying to show them that's an option for them.
Yeah, showing them their potential.
I'm going to act like you watched Jacob's podcast, but we were talking about potential.
Really?
Me and Jacob were talking about potential. And I didn't name drop, but there are people that I really, really think have a good talent and a good chance at doing something. But again, they don't have that mindset. They don't have that work towards that thing, or they don't see it in themselves. And when I do see that in somebody, I really tell them.
You bring it in.
Sometimes, Rylan, it takes a minute for me to say something to somebody. Like, I'll think about it, I'll reflect. But my gut feeling says if I don't do that thing or say that thing, then I won't feel right with myself.
No, it's a missed opportunity.
And sometimes it doesn't work. Like, there was one time, there's a new girl at school. She had, like, these gorgeous eyes. Like, I didn't fall in love or nothing, but I just, like, her eyes were, like, super cool. I just, like, I don't know, they just, like, they just, like, looked amazing. Yeah. And I was like, hey, like, you have really nice eyes. And then she just got, like, this super snotty, like, attitude and just, like, took it the wrong way or something. And I was like, okay.
I'll give you a compliment.
But other times you say something and it really lifts somebody up. And just saying that small thing. And that goes a long way.
It does, man.
It does.
This world doesn't do it enough.
I'm just trying to do my part. I don't know what I'm doing. Again, I'm just trying. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that's one thing, man. Like that's, I feel like, I say, man, you hear the saying, like, God spoke to me, I will say that, like something told me, man, like, I realized same way. I love giving people compliments. I love helping seeing people. I'm like you, man. I love showing people their potential. Yeah. I love helping people. So that's another reason I do the gym, man. Is because I want to inspire other people around me. I want everyone to know what it's like to look good and feel good, to feel confident, right?
It is a cool feeling.
It is.
Like you, I've struggled because I'm a lean guy. I'm a skinny guy. Yeah. I've put on like the tiniest bit of muscle, but being skinny and being that insecure tiny kid, I also didn't realize back in high school I was tiny. I didn't realize how small I was. Oh man, if you looked at any pictures of me back in high school,
I'd have to.
Like the smallest skinny, like there was no, like I think my I think my wrist and my bicep are the same size.
Really?
Yeah, it's that confidence killer when people are like, oh, I can put my finger right around your arm, or something like that.
Man, I realized in high school that I thought because I was chubbier, I was the only one that had that problem. Then I talked to people like you and Cade, and they're like, man, I didn't even want to take my shirt off because I thought I was too skinny. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah. I never had the shirt thing. Like, that never bothered me. It was just knowing that, like, I was just kind of like this frail kid.
Yeah.
Just small.
And there's people that when I realized that was an eye opener for me. Like, I'm not the only one that struggles here.
Yeah.
And there's more than what meets the eye. So like, and it's cool to know that, and like, so like, it's cool that because other people can hear that, like they hear that from you, like, damn, I'm the same way. Like, I feel frail. I'm insecure. Like, about my being small and skinny, right? Just as much as people are that they're bigger or chubbier.
Yeah.
So it's the same way.
I did have a friend that argued that it wasn't the same being bigger than it is being skinny, but I think they're the exact same. It's
the feeling inside your head and body, man. I guarantee that the exact same. If you could measure feelings, that would be the same thing.
Like, I wish I could walk around proudly back in the days and be like, I like who I am, I guess. But yeah, at the time I didn't.
That's cool, man. And like that's
it never bothered me to the point where it affected my life. Like, I didn't, like, think about it constantly. Some people would.
Yeah.
That'd be a thing. But it definitely would seep in random times. Like, just being like, oh, that person just said my, like, arms are tiny. And then it's just kind of, like, degrading. And then, I don't know, time passes and whatever, but...
No, man. But, like I definitely, like, actually cool thing, man. Like, cool news. Like, I'm going back to school cause I dropped it this year for reasons, like, family problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, you had a lot going on.
I had a lot going on with my mom and stuff, so I dropped it to help her out. But also because kinesiology wasn't what I want to do. I got my foot in the door in education. I didn't realize, like I said, the gym is a passion. It's a hobby. It's a therapy. I don't want to build my career around it. What my other gift is, like you, like helping people. I love helping people.
I will say you're a very book smart guy.
Thank you very much.
Very educated. Like, you're, I guess I don't know how to be, like, not rude in this way, but, like, talking to you, you wouldn't think of how much you knew, just, like, right off the get go. Like,
I have like street smarts, man. It's just like I'm an idiot. I got common sense is a hard thing for me to have.
But I will agree, like, book smart and, like, you put down good numbers in your education.
I had 3.9 GPA in Katie, man. Like 15th in my class.
No, you're a smart kid, and I always thought about, like, wow, Rylan is a smart boy when it comes to being on paper. Like, I'm not saying you're not smart, right? But you know what I mean. And I would look at, like, in school, I was like, wow, like, he's like,
oh, thank you, man.
He's like passing all these tests with, like, flying colors, or like maybe you weren't even trying, and it's just like, wow, I don't know.
No, that's the thing. Like, I really wasn't, like, in university. Like, man, first year, like, I was, wasn't really trying the hardest, and I was, I still came with good marks. So I was like, and I realized, like, school, like, my dad's 22. He's like, school is easy for you. He said, if you're lucky, it's that easy, man. Like, so that's why that's why I do want to finish my education, man. So, and my dream is now, I realize I want to go take psychology, man. Because, like, I realized kinesiology wasn't my thing, but I realized helping people is my thing, man. So the big news I'm announcing to my family, I'm going back to take psychology, man. I want to be, like, a psychologist, man, and help people. Because I'm like, I've learned and mastered the way to help myself and figure myself out and master my brain to be excel better, be a better person, live a better life, happier life, more confident life. What if I could do that for a profession, man? Helping others. Yeah. I do it out of habit on a daily basis. Like, hey, you look good today. You're looking beautiful. You look great. Like, congrats. Like, you lost so much weight. Good job.
You've messaged me a few times with some positive affirmation words.
And same to you, man. So like that. So I'm realizing, like, man, I can make a career of this. Like, and that's me. Like, it's more of a thing. Like, I don't want to really care about the money. I would love to help people on a daily basis, man. So no, psychology is where I guess the route I'm going, and I've
see what happens.
That
might lead to something else.
It might not be what I'm going to be, but it's going to lead to something. Yeah. Just try.
I agree. I think just try. Just past 2 podcasts have been about just trying.
And like, I remember that thing. Like, I remember this saying you said like 5 months ago, back in October. That was 3 months ago.
No, I think that was a year and 3 months ago.
No, it was just recently, a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
I picked you up. I dropped you off after shooting that video, and you said it was life changing, man. You said, you know what I realized? You said everything you do. People say, oh, it's risky, but every single thing you do in life, there's a risk to.
Yeah, I read that quote I think that day, and it was a good
Man,
time to say it.
that blew my mind because it made me think like there is a risk no matter what you do. There's a risk to everything.
Yeah.
There's
You should be okay. You know Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, I love Jordan.
Yeah,
Peterson.
he's a good man. You can learn a lot from him. But like I said, it's all risky. Everything's a risk. Working out is a risk, but not working out is also a risk.
Exactly.
Right? Saving money is a risk, but not saving money is also a risk. Where do you go? Right? Like everything is a risk. And I forget where I was going with Jordan. Oh. Anybody that was trying to fulfill, he said in a quick conversation, he said, anybody trying to fulfill something meaningful, you should be scared of trying to fulfill something meaningful. But he's like, you should also be scared of staying back and not fulfilling something meaningful. He's like, what if you don't? That's an issue too.
Exactly.
So he's like, it's scary to go for it. But what happens if you don't go for it, right? What if it's scary to get out of a job that you don't like. What happens if you stay in a job that you don't like?
Exactly.
Right?
There's risk of being miserable.
Exactly. So it's everything's risky, no matter what you do.
This is gonna be a good episode for someone who's just going on like a long drive or at work or something, listening. To
yeah, it's definitely an inspiring episode.
Oh yeah,
we did a lot. Risk. I don't know how we close the risks topic because we. It's Jim Ron is the guy that talked about it being all risky.
Really?
I don't know if you know who Jim Ron is.
I love Jim Ron too.
You do know
I listen to Jim Ron.
Yeah,
man. He's so motivating.
I love that guy. He's especially when you're thinking about something, and he has some good topics that you can look up, and it really helps you think. But yeah, it's all risky, no matter what you do. Being safe is risky, but what happens if you try to do something that's like uncomfortable? Like I don't know. I don't know I don't know what I'm thinking about right now at this moment.
If you don't take that risk, man, like you said, there's risk to everything you do.
Yeah.
Because that risk you can take, like me right now, like I've got like $2,000 dumped in the stock market over the last year. Like I am taking a huge. People take me, oh, it's risky investing your money in the stock market and the cryptocurrency is so risky, but like I said, if there's a risk, if I don't invest, I'm losing out on an opportunity, man. I'm losing out on an opportunity to get rich. Mm-hmm. And there's also a risk. My money's gonna be gone. It's gonna go to waste.
Yeah, exactly.
But what if I don't take? But I'm gonna be more upset about losing out on that opportunity. Say like my brother, he sticks investing, he starts making money off of it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah. I'm gonna be more pissed about not trying than I would be losing, failing. Because we all fail.
Yeah.
I've already had enough failures that it's just another failure. Learn from it and move on.
Yeah, I've failed a good amount of times, and everybody does, no matter who you are.
Everyone does, man.
Sometimes I think, do I take it too serious of thinking like improving my mind and trying to grow? Like, do you ever get to that point where like maybe
question yourself?
Like sometimes I think maybe that's too serious. Maybe it doesn't need to get to that point.
I do, absolutely, man.
Because, again, looking at some people, you think, wow, they're just living life.
Yeah, they're living life.
Are they even thinking about doing more or trying to, like, because that's why I envy people that just went to school, because I know exactly what would happen if I just went to school and, I slept with a good woman and, like...
You live a mediocre life, man.
It would be mediocre. It'd still be fulfilling.
Oh, it'd be fulfilling,
definitely.
Sure.
It's just like when you know that I could try something more or something else, I don't want to try like the mediocre way, I guess.
The safe way.
Yeah, the safe way. Because I know it would be okay for me to work every day and I just go get an apartment or a home and just kind of stick with that and go on some trips and do some my weekend activities and base my time around this clock. But then when I think, but maybe I can try something before I go into that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. That's my thought process. But
No, I'm the same way, man. I'm like, you know, like I dropped out of school. When we graduated, I didn't go to school that year.
Mhm.
Took a year away for Braxton, and it gave me anxiety. Seeing all my friends in school, oh, they're getting ahead of me. And I thought the same thing this year. Oh, like, you know, these guys are all getting their life together. They're gonna I'm like,
I thought
like
the
it's
same
like
thing.
it's like crap. I feel like an outcast, like a disappointment. I see all these getting their education, but I'm just like, then I realize they're not really. They're just. Is that what they really want to do?
I guess I never thought about that. Is that what they want? Yeah.
Is that what are they really fulfilling their full potential?
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, like, I'm moving at God's speed, man. I'm moving at my speed that I want to fulfill what I need. I don't care. Like, I don't care if it takes me 10 years to get my education, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you get it in 4 and I get it in 10, who cares?
Can you pause your education throughout years?
Oh yeah, like my education's on pods, and I can go right back and get it. I don't have to restart or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what I mean. It gives me anxiety that I'm not in school right now, but I know I'm going back.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
But the path I'm taking is not the path 90% of people take. Neither is it for you.
Not 99, not 100% people aren't taking.
No, literally.
Nobody has your path.
No,
That's your
literally.
path.
So that's me. Like I always.
Well, not necessarily, I guess.
I think you gotta realize. Like I don't know. I kind of realize that society lives by a system. There's a system, like, because we live by a system. That's how it holds society together. But if you follow the system to a T and do exactly what everyone else is going to be, you're going to be the exact same. I realize if I go to school and, like, if I just focus on getting my education, getting that good job, and being ready for the kids, and, like, being ready to have kids, like, if that's all I'm living for, then I'm not going to be fulfilled. Like, I walk around the sawmill where I work, right, at Irving, and I'm just like, I couldn't do this for 4 years, man. Just doing this couldn't fulfill me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want freedom, man.
Yeah.
I want to be, like, wake up every day, do what I love, and be able to get paid for what I love, and not just live a couple vacations through the year, like that one big vacation with the family every year. Like, man, I want to be able to go on a vacation 3 or 4 times a year, be able to go whenever I want, have that freedom, man. And I realize I can't just do what everyone's doing. I gotta do what they're doing, but a little more too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like my path isn't going to be the normal set path, and I realize if I want to be a bodybuilder, if I want to be a psychologist, if I want to be a good investor, like, I have to take a different path and focus. I can't just focus on school exactly, because school is safe. It's a safe route. You get your good job, and you get your Monday to the Friday. You live around the clock, like you said, but it isn't what's going to give me freedom. And I realize that I gotta do what everyone else is doing the normal path, but a little bit more too. I gotta focus on these other areas too. So that's what I mean. So I'm not like not only like I need to just focus on school. I gotta do school. I gotta be able to research my investing, focus on my investing, and focus on bodybuilding too. Like there's like my path is gonna be different, and that makes me. It helps me. It reassures me that the path I'm on is the path God meant for me to take, man.
Yeah.
And in the moment, it might not seem like everything's going downhill and stuff. It's not right. It's uncomfortable. But it's like when you look back on it 3 months later, it's like, okay, that was the right path. That was the right decision. Everything's working. All my manifestations are coming into fruition. Everything's working as they do. You don't realize until you look back on it.
Yeah, and you never remember in the moment.
No, you don't, man.
You're always like second guessing yourself. What's going on? What am I doing right now with my life? And then and like you said, you look back a couple months later, and you're like, oh, that's why I went through that for half a year of whatever you went through.
Yeah, to get to where I am today, to prepare me for this, to build a stronger mentality.
Yeah.
To prepare me for bigger moments, man.
Did you ever see that? First, do you think you'll lose? Do you think you'll get less clients for psychology because you're this jacked guy sitting in a chair?
I think about that, man.
You might be too intimidating.
Come
for some
talk to me
people.
about your problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but you know.
You just got a pump on. You're like out of breath.
Yeah. That's okay. It's gonna be like, that's the beauty thing though. That's like, I always get like, wow, like, you would never think that you're like you're a bodybuilder. Like, you don't talk about it. You don't. It's not like it's not all you. Like, you like I wear long clothes, baggy clothes and stuff. So I like, the gym is kind of like an alter ego, I'd say. So I have found a way to keep it out of my personality, I guess, if you will. So and I don't know. I'm sure I can find ways to make people more approachable. Once you get to know me, it's like, this guy's just a big teddy bear. So open up, tell him my story.
Yeah, you
like
want to have fun too.
Exactly.
But there's definitely a point where that was probably bodybuilding was on your mind 24/7.
Exactly. Yeah, it was, man.
I don't have time to focus on anything else.
Exactly.
And you're gonna get to that point.
Yeah. So and that's a good thing, man. Like 2 years ago, when I made the goal, all I want to do is bodybuilding. It allowed me to. I made that a priority. That's all I thought about. It's all I cared about. Like, I've dumped girlfriends over it, and it's like, and I realized like, okay, and now it got me to a point where, okay, I've mastered my craft enough that I can take 20% of that 100% energy I'm giving to the gym. Now I can invest that 20% of energy into the stocks and stuff. So I can focus on another hobby now. I can start building other hobbies. Now I'm taking that bodybuilding energy and, you know, focus on other things like school now. I focus a little more energy on school. I had to master and build that up first before I was able to donate attention to other areas. But like, that's what I mean. Like now, like, I'm in a state where, like, the last couple months I took a step back from bodybuilding. Like, I'm still going to the gym 4 times a week, 4 to 5 times a week. Sorry, working out, making sure I'm still working out. But like, I'm not. I wouldn't say living and breathing bodybuilding every day. Now, when I get ready for my show, the preparation, that's gonna be a different story. It's gonna be on switch, flicking ready.
Basically camp.
It's like a training camp. It's like boxing, man. Like boxing, these MMA fighters, they have a training camp to get ready for. So right now, it's more just been, still making progress, getting bigger. You know, we're young. I'm always getting bigger every day. Working out. I'm going to the gym. I'm working out, eating protein. I'm getting bigger. So it's just, I'm not just balls to the wall, going 100%. Like, my family doesn't matter. Like the last couple of years, I've really neglected my family and stuff like that, I will say, because I wanted to focus on the gym. Now I got to a certain point, like the last couple months, I've been, you know, going to my brother's hockey games rather than the gym, or going to my sister's hockey games, like going to do focus on areas I might have neglected before, hanging out with the boys a little more or less, you know what I mean? So I'm at that point where now I can really balance a little better.
Yep. I did have a question earlier.
What's that?
And this is bodybuilding related. Sorry that you're trying to get away from it.
Oh, no.
This isn't Rylan. Rylan doesn't talk about bodybuilding. How does it work? Because a lot of times you're big, you got some body fat on you, but then you do a big depletion of water. Like do you dehydrate yourself for the show?
No. So
how does that work?
So the way shows work, like, people, I heard people say, like, from outside, people are like, oh, you just starve yourself. It's like, no, I eat in a slight caloric deficit. So everyone's got a resting metabolic rate of, like, where you're sitting metabolic rate. If you sat there all day, this is how much calories you burn. Your body would burn just functioning. Well, you eat a little bit below that. You start off at a certain amount, and each week you gradually reduce your calories until you get to the show day. Preps are like 14 weeks long, like 14-week long camp. You got to start a while. So, yeah, you got to start a while, man. 14 to 16 weeks, depending on where your starting position is. So you diet right down to you have barely any body fat on your bones left. And then the day before the show, so say the show's on like a Saturday, you wouldn't drink water. You drink like maybe... Some people cut water right out. Some people keep it in depending on the coach's opinion. But depending on the body too, everybody's different. The body reacts to something different.
Just little squirts of water.
So not just completely depleting you, but like they are getting rid of the water. Like you may only drink like 500 milliliters of water through the day. So it's like a day before the show, you really deplete your body. Some people don't even drink water at all. You got to get it all of your system because it will start perspiring, sweating, and it'll come out of your skin. If you're wet, it'll look very washed.
Yeah.
But I mean, so you deplete the muscles right down, and then like as the couple days leading up to the show, that's when you're adding calories back. So 2 days before the show, and show day, you were pounding the calories in because once you deplete so down so far, you just your body's in such a recovery state. It's like food, and it bowls up. Like the way food works is carbohydrates turn into glycogen or glucose. Some glucose is stored in like your muscles have storage for glucose to function. It's like we need fuel for them to move. So what your body does, you deplete the glucose or the glycogen. Glucose turns into glycogen, gets stored in your muscles, and you deplete that, and then when your body's in a depleted state, because you're in a depleted state, you're not filling your muscles full. Those whole 14 weeks, you really aren't filling out your glycogen like storage. You're not filling it out. So then once you hit that stage, so like once you deplete so long, then you throw a bunch of food back in. Your body's just gonna absorb it, and you're gonna blow up, man, like a balloon.
Do you have to eat slowly when you get back into it, or
yeah? So like after the show, it's called reverse dieting. So you gotta you slowly add in calories all the way back up. I mean, there is some people that just go off the rails or whatever, but if it's exactly, like it's like, and you really don't just want to just lose everything, go like 3 weeks straight of binge eating everything in sight, right? Some people do that, but like it's better because you just worked hard to get down to that point. You wanna, and when like it's something you don't just like, I'm not sitting here like big beer gut on me or anything like that. Like I try to keep I don't try to keep 10 or 12% body fat. It's more like 15% and 16% body fat. Keep a little bit of fluff on there, keep me warm. But like I'm not in like there's no. It's hard to stay in a state with ripped obliques and some people, I mean, people are different depending on genetics. Like some people burn food like a furnace, like nothing, have a fast metabolism.
You're looking at them.
Yeah, like you for example, man, like you're just like a furnace, whereas me, my mind's just a little more slow, more or less, right? So it's like people like for me, it's more of a struggle to keep in shape. So it's like for me, I have to try harder to keep those abs. So I gotta stay disciplined, and I have to stay disciplined and watch what I'm eating, make sure I'm not sitting there pigging out all the time, because we're also like I'm like, man, like if I don't look good, I don't feel good. If I don't feel good, I don't perform good. So you gotta stay in that balance more or less.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know how they I didn't know the process of how they get right down, because the fighting, you know how they go up weight classes and down weight classes.
Yeah.
Very, very unhealthy. But they're not. Bodybuilding is probably a little easier because you're just dropping to the point where, like, I don't know, you're just dropping and going back to your normal state. It's not like a lot of fighters, they're going from like this weight class to this to bouncing all around. That's really tough on your body.
It is hard on the body, man.
There's a lot of actors with that too. You see how they get fat for rolls,
it's same as acting, man.
Skinny for rolls, and
so it
takes a toll on your body.
So that's the cool thing about bodybuilding. Like you don't realize how relatable it is compared to with other things. Where like actors, they literally do a preparation for a movie. Like
sometimes they train for like a year and a half.
Yeah, like
just before a movie.
You see these actors like they're like, listen, you gotta go on you're going to training camp. You're gonna train for a year. We need you ripped. You're a good actor, but we need you a little bit more ripped. So
and not everybody's gonna have that gym mentality. So then the people that are getting insane shape, like, not all of them are even like liking to work out. Like they're being forced to get this role to work out. Like,
literally. But
that helps too. It's like, oh, I'm doing this role. I'm getting in shape for this role, so that helps. But some of them probably don't even like to work out that much.
No, probably not.
Like, oh, now we gotta.
I'd rather be funny.
Yeah, and they have strict diets. Like they're changing so fast. There's nothing like. I mean, everybody's paying for it, which helps a lot. But again, it's so strict. Like they're not allowed even like a sweet in like 3 months. Like maybe they'll have a little like pasta and by the 3rd month, but now it's like strict.
Yeah, man, that's cool. That's why the journey of bodybuilding is cool. Like the preparation. I did a preparation in my summer of 2020. I preparated for a show in the fall of 2020. I did 16 weeks dieting, man. I got 2 weeks out. Like I was ripped out of my mind, man. Like 172 pounds peeled out of my mind. Yeah. And then it was like, we got the notification to cancel the show.
Yeah, because I was gonna go to the show. And
then, canceled.
You said not happening.
So man, it was disappointing. Like the amount of work and the amount of discipline. It's like, wow, I didn't, like all those times I didn't drink all summer long, man. Like you sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice the sweet tooth, the good food. Like, you don't even touch good.
Social time.
Exactly, man. Like, and it's just like, it's a hard thing, but the beautiful thing about prep, and the reason why I want to do it again, is such a mentality builder.
Yeah.
It was such a, like dedicating that much time and that much effort into yourself, and just, you learn so much about yourself along the journey, man.
You want to know a crazy story?
Let's hear it.
I had this in my mind, and again, it's helping others out where we got onto. I've had this thought many, many times, and I never told you about it. It involved you and your dad. Very small percentage of your dad. I wanted to message Danny. Can I say his name?
Yep,
Okay?
yeah, absolutely.
I really wanted to message Danny and say, hey, can I wake up Rylan at 5 a.m. some morning? And I wanted to bring some weights, and I wanted to get you up at 5 a.m. early. You had no clue that I was coming. This was a plan of mine. I can still do it, because someday I might just go, hey, Rylan, what are you doing? Waking up.
Lobsters.
Yeah, yeah. I scared Rylan one morning with lobsters one time, and I just threw lobsters on him. That wasn't Rylan either in the video. That was a different human. That was not you. Whatever. Yeah. Like,
I don't know who
were you
woke
out
up.
the night before, and you were like not in the right mindset of something? I don't know.
Oh man, I got caught up doing, I think something, like, I went out with something like that, and like my alarm, I was supposed to go meet you for the video at noontime, and I just slept through my alarm.
Yeah.
So you're like, payback time.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was like,
what is going on?
what is going, like,
Because
I woke up.
I was at your grandparents.
Yeah.
Like not even like, and there's 3 boys around you. Like
I was so tired, man. I woke up, like, I didn't even react to lobsters. Like, what the heck? There's just a
Yeah.
lobster waking up
Yeah.
beside me. I'm like,
Anyways, so my plan was, and I'll do it to you someday.
let's do it.
So I literally, I'm not even lying to you. Like, I've thought about it like for days and days of like throughout a year. Like, just like, oh, maybe I should do it today. Maybe I should do it tomorrow. Maybe I should do it this day. I don't know. But I thought about waking you up. I have these 2 25-pound plates, and I was just gonna make you hold them, and you had to walk as far as I was walking. And I was just going to make you do it. You were just going to have to do a farmer's walk the whole time and walk around the neighborhood or whatever we did. And I was going to do it to you no matter how you felt. And but I never did it to you.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. So get ready.
I'll be waiting, man.
I'll be waiting.
I've been practicing.
I open the door and you're like, I'm actually ready. No, I thought about doing that to you.
That'd be pretty funny.
It's one of those things, like, such a weird thought, but like, why not try it, you know? See how Ryan
See how
thinks.
he reacts.
Oh, you don't feel like it, Ryan?
Get
Yeah. Get your butt out of bed right now. No, I thought it would be cool. And I would have done it with you. I would have brought my own weights and just did that farmer walk, yeah, and just like push you and see how far you could go. Maybe it's not in the bodybuilding regimen of your schedule, but do it anyways.
Something different.
Yeah, I thought about doing that.
Functional workout.
I don't know what your thoughts would be. You know, I gotta work in 2 hours. I don't care, Ryan. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Pre-morning routine.
What?
Pre-workout routine.
Yeah. I gotta warm up. Nope. Okay,
Alright.
fine. I'll let you warm up.
That'd be funny, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do it sometime.
I feel like it'd be a cool way to like push you out of your element. But now I just told you, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait like
I'll
2
forget
years
about it,
when
man.
you forget about it. Did you say you'll forget about it?
I'll forget about
Oh,
it.
okay.
I'll forget about it by tonight, man.
Yeah. So when's your next competition?
The next one that I think I'm gonna do is the fall. It's just like
Next fall?
Yeah, so the fall of 2022. It's just more or less.
What month?
Like
Do you know yet?
it's November.
November.
So that way, like, I don't know if I'm going back to school this fall, or the fall after, maybe even next winter, but like it's hard to say. But like, all I know is like, I gotta have the money for it first,
Mm-hmm.
and taking this year off.
Do you have to pay to enter?
Yeah, so it's like you have to register. There's $300 registration fee to join. You gotta pay $300 every year. I think it is join the alliance, like the Canadian Physique Alliance. There's the governing body for bodybuilding, and like the amount of money, the food that's gonna have to go in there, and supplements, man. Like
Yep.
the food and supplements, food's expensive right now, but it's more like I can eat whatever I want, but and I have to pay for a coach, man. A coach is like $1,500
I believe it.
for like a 18-week camp, man. Hotels, everything, man. Like the posing suit, it probably takes $3,000 total to compete, man. So like I never
each competition probably.
yeah,
right?
each preparation is probably
Probably just
$3,000,
gonna get
if
more
not
money
more.
as you get bigger. And
I mean, obviously there's guys out there who are throwing in thousands of dollars on drugs, but that's a different
is there
story.
betting in
No,
Olympics?
no,
There's no betting
not
on humans.
not in bodybuilding at
I
least.
didn't think so. That would be kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. Like you got money on this guy, and then he wins. You get a
Yeah.
little percentage.
That's
Because it is a sport.
It is a
you
sport,
can do sport betting.
But it's like usually like the people that show up to the show, when you know like the people that show up, people already have an idea who's gonna win. Like it's cool because bodybuilding it's very clear cut.
What do you mean by that?
Like there's like the winner, like the guy, like people know who's gonna win. Like there's just you can't deny potential in genetics.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's someone just up there, like there's always someone, like as soon as someone walks on the stage, you know it's like that's the guy.
They're kind of outshining everybody right now.
Yeah, it, like just the way their genetics, their muscles, everything, the way they present. It's just there's some guys that are better than other people.
Just walk with confidence around and you'll win.
I'm gonna try, man. You get on that
Hit the
stage,
split pose.
man. Get on that stage. Like I've never been on stage in my life. Actually, like at assemblies and stuff, maybe, but like
Yeah.
being on a stage in front of like 300 to 400 people in a banana suit. Great pair of grape smugglers, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna take some. But like, man, like after I do that one show, though, I mean, I feel like
I
I'm
wonder if we
amazing.
could. I wonder if we could. Maybe I can help you out. Get in contact with like Miss Lowerson or something. Get into the school, perform on stage with nobody in front of it, just to get that feeling of like being
That'd
in
be
the
cool,
theater.
man.
And
Yeah,
just having that,
feeling
getting that
theater,
mindset
yeah.
of maybe like
Practicing.
practice. I'll
That'd be
I'll
cool,
do
man.
pretend. I'll sit up in the booth and I'll be like, tricep extension pose. I don't know.
No, I mean that would be cool. That would be cool. Just
Because that
like,
could give you a little vision and a little
yeah,
more
and like man,
perspective.
that way, like even like, so I gotta practice a dancing routine there.
You're basically naked in front of everybody too, and also you're kind of doing like a workout outside, like on the side of the stage too as well. Like when you're not on
Yeah,
stage, you're trying to get that
pumping up
pump. Yeah, like
you're
everybody's
pumping up
probably
backstage,
just like
man.
doing everything. Like
Yeah,
you're
there's
just,
like they usually bring like little weight sets and stuff in the back.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's a little pump up room, get pumped up.
Yeah, maybe have some chats while
Yeah,
I'm gonna win, bud.
Kick your ass.
Yeah, knock him out with the dumbbell. Anyways, so November.
November,
Next
that's the big date. I can't remember the date exactly, but Flex Lewis 2022.
Flex Lewis.
That's the show. Flex Lewis Canadian Classic.
Cool. Okay.
Rylan Holder will be the winner.
Yeah. Put your vote in. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I'll definitely support that as well.
I
Where
appreciate that,
can
man.
people find you?
Where can people find me, man? Instagram, man. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Everywhere.
What's your Instagram? We'll plug it.
I think it's Rylan Holder _ Yeah, so it's Rylan Holder _ You know, in my bio, I got a link. Got me on Snapchat. I got all my Snapchat, my Facebook, everything linked on there. I'm pretty sure my phone number's on there too. So
Cool.
if they want to find me on there, like
Alright.
they can find me on there. And talk to me. Like I love talking to people, man. Like I love. Like one thing I've really started doing more is like help people. Like just talking to people,
Yeah.
so you get to know people and like really help them out.
So anybody listening, give Rylan an opportunity to get comfortable with helping more people out, as well as support his journey. If you do have any questions about anything, Rylan is a very smart kid. So
Yeah, I always say if you have a million questions, I'm the man with a million answers, man. I say that, I live by that. Anything you want, from supplements to gym workouts to
mental health,
to life advice, anything, man. Come see me. I love helping people. I'd love to give my 2 thoughts, my 2 cents to people.
Yeah, perfect, awesome. Rylan Holder, everybody. Peace out.